two brothers and gamers that have been playing games since the early 1980s. Combined, they have over 65 years experience. Join them each week as they discuss and rant about gaming and entertainment news. This is Generation X Gaming.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, and joining me each and every single week is Sgt McClusky. What's going on, bro?
It'll be a great show. I'm on painkillers. Let's do this.
What's that around your neck?
My arm's in a sling.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, nice. Yep, little. Got excited about the Star Wars Outlaws girl. Yep. Twisted an arm.
No, it's not because of that. I actually fell down some stairs.
Oh,
It wasn't fun.
well, it's always. I guess it could be worse. You could fall upstairs.
Yeah, I was close. I came real close to breaking my head and my back. It was pretty close.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Generation X Gaming is a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. We're here live Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. We cover gaming news, entertainment news, and we rant. We have good rants here. Best rants. I think probably some of the best rants you'll get from Sarge, and he's on pain medication, so it might even be better. I don't even know. So you can watch us live right here Thursday nights on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and you can also watch the past broadcast right here on 30NSG. On today's show, we're going to be covering Gamescom a little bit. We're going to be covering, we got Microsoft created a new joystick. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that one of the journalists from PC Gamer watched Black Myth Wukong through the played it through the cloud, and it changed his outlook on what cloud gaming was to what it
changed my life.
It changed his life. It changed his life.
Changed my life.
Okay, we're going to talk about BioWare. Spent more than 200,000 hours testing Dragon Age. Hopefully it's not broken, buggy when it comes out. We're gonna talk about Borderlands 4 teaser trailer came out. We're also gonna talk about Borderlands, how the movie is completely and utterly bombed, and it's coming out on home box office real soon. We'll talk about that. We're gonna talk about Concord. Took 8 years of development, and also it's been out now for 3 days, early access, and there's no numbers yet to show on Steam. We're going to talk about the Acolyte got canceled, season 2. You know, Sarge, before today, I didn't believe in a god, but now that the Acolyte is canceled, I am born again. I believe. I don't think the cancellation of Acolyte needed divine intervention. That was going to do it. It was going to do it all on its own. Yeah,
all on its own. The logic behind it was priceless. All you need to know is the ones who did watch the show, who said that the rest of us should not watch the show because it wasn't for us.
That's right.
They found out that there's not enough of them to float a show.
Yeah, I mean,
so
amazing.
If you're not willing to compromise, then I guess you're willing to lose.
Yeah, you're not buying the toys.
Have a nice day.
You're not.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about analysts predict big things for the gaming industry in 2025. We have a little
paycheck.
We have a little video that we're going to watch called Pre-Order Now. Okay, we're going to watch that. We're going to talk a little bit about the first Descendent has their first season coming out, and anything else.
Camel toe.
Yeah, and we'll talk about anything else in between. So that's what's on the show this week. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this show for the very first time, check us out for a bit. If you like it, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to the 3,000. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. This podcast is Thursdays every week, basically. About 42 episodes a year for GXG, because there's days off. We've missed a couple things. Stuff doesn't work out. But you get 42 episodes. There's 406 episodes to listen to on the internet. So that's a lot of episodes. That's a road trip and a half. That's like over 24 hours of actual content. You can listen to our voices. I don't know why you would listen to that much, but it's there. All right. So let's go with what we've been playing. All right, Sarge. Real quick, I just want to say congratulations to Salty. Salty, congratulations for becoming a married man. You now can bask in the glory and also the misery of being a married person. Great, not great, just like regular life.
I mean, all that means is this is the last time we're going to see him.
Yeah. Thanks for coming by, Salty. We appreciate you.
You're not allowed to have friends when you're married.
We appreciate you coming out every week. We understand.
Thanks for the months of service.
So what do you been playing, Sarge? What have you been playing?
Well, besides Ring Around the Doctor,
the game of Medical Field.
Yeah, the game of Medical Field.
You played 2 Point Hospital is what you played.
Yeah, I was in 2 Point Hospital. Well, right after the show last week, I wanted to play something, and then
you asked me to play.
Inadvertently, we were going to play something else, but inadvertently we had a guest come in and say he wanted to play this because he loved the game, and apparently, First Loser loves the game. He's played it a lot. It's called Broforce.
Broforce.
And if you haven't watched the trailer, man, the trailer sells it. I gotta tell you, if it's like old school advertisement for a game that you were trying to buy like on an 8-bit Nintendo, right? It's just the trailer sells the game.
So here, I'll play the trailer in the background. I'm not gonna play the music. But
it's so amazing.
We'll just watch. I wish the graphics for the game were like this.
Well, if you were just to buy the damn game, bro, and then they have enough money to make a sequel, and then they can make it the way you want to make it.
Broforce 2. Right.
As a matter of fact, let's make an animated series. I would
actually watch an animated series of this.
Yeah, I would watch 100%. So basically, it's real simple, guys. The premise is every action star
ever in any game. There's like 68 or 100 characters or something like that inside the game.
Every action star ever is in the game. It's got more characters than Rivals. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. We just played it. I was like, "What is this?" And this is one of those games that if I wasn't playing with Sergeant first, I wouldn't play it first of all, and I would rage quit because it's so ridiculous. But at the same time, I have to say, it was a freaking blast playing because every time you get somebody and save somebody, you're like, "Who am I?" You're like, Mr. T's on there, Mr. Baracus is on. You know what I mean? You got Neo, you got Arnold in every form of every action film that he's ever been in. Commando, Predator, Terminator.
It's not just Arnold. It's every form of Arnold.
Yeah. Same with Sylvester Stallone. You got the Expendables. You got Blade. You got it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. If you haven't played it, it's like Meat Boy. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Meat Boy.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. And it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous fun. Let me show you what gameplay looks like because again, the trailer doesn't actually show you what gameplay looks like because a lot of people will be like that trailer looks amazing, but that's not what the game looks like. This is what the actual game looks like. Okay, it's Broforce, and it's a little pixel game, but it's a blast. It's absolutely a blast. You're flying high. You have these special weapons. You can be Chuck Norris.
Everything explodes.
Yeah,
everything explodes.
Yeah,
and everybody's got the name Bro in their name, which makes it even more hilarious.
Bro Norris, Bro Aimer, or Bro Bambo, or something like that. I forget what all the names. Bro Hard,
Bro Eastwood.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a fun game. What else have you been playing?
Oh, well, Borderlands 2, of course. As a matter of fact, I want to play that after the show. I got to be honest with you because I can't move my hand when I'm sitting down. So all I can do is use a controller. So I got to play something.
But I can't play that character because
you don't have to play that character. We're not going to play the same character.
Okay.
We'll just pick a different character.
I don't want to ruin it by playing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna ruin it.
I don't want to level up so fast and then.
Yeah. No, I got it. We're don't want to ruin the fun. I understand.
So on Wednesdays we'll do that. I'm enjoying. We played for another 4 hours yesterday. Almost. Yeah, it was like 4 hours.
The time went by quick though. Like you play that game, the time goes by quick.
It's just so fun. I'm still debating if I should buy $6 Borderlands 3. $7? Oh, I don't know.
$7 Borderlands 3. I don't know. The sale's almost over, bro.
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Like I don't want the joyous occasion of playing 2 make me make bad decisions and buying a game I don't really want to play anyway.
If I can get the
Just because,
if I
like,
get
I
the
don't know,
hard copy for
$7?
$7, if I can get the hard copy for $7,
I'll tell you what, if I can find $7 in the ashtray of my car, like the little pocket in the front of the dashboard there, if I find $7 and change, I'll get it. If there's $7 and change in there, I'll buy it.
but I want the hard copy. I don't want digital because I want it to sit on my shelf and have
That's
all.
what I mean. You gotta go to GameStop. You gotta go to GameStop to see if there's a
I don't
copy
think you're
there.
gonna get it for $7.
Well, not for $7. No.
No.
But then probably 20. You know, it's gonna be like 20.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth 20.
I don't. Right. Exactly. So maybe, but maybe
I don't know if it's worth 20.
But maybe since GameStop's hurting, you can go in with the force.
I got 3 nickels.
Digital. No, with the force of digital. You walk in and go, listen, I want to buy Borderlands 3 from you.
But, you know what?
But they're selling it for $7 online. If you give it to me for $8,
right?
Or
I'll give you
I'll
10
buy it from you.
I'll give you 10.
You gotta sell me a hard
Right.
copy.
Sell me right now. I'll give it to you 10. If not, I'm gonna go buy it digitally. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna threaten to buy it digitally.
And see if they.
Do you guys want me? You want me as a customer? I'll give you $10 and a nickel.
Dustin, is it really $30 at GameStop? If it's $30 at GameStop,
$30. I'm gonna walk in. I'll buy a game from you for $10 right now, or I walk out this door and get it for digital. What is it gonna be? And they'll be like, "See you later, my peace out, bro."
Peace, GameStop.
Orlando Pawn Shop. You know it's there. I could check a pawn shop.
Time, maybe.
But what's the odds of walking into one pawn shop, walking in and seeing Borderlands 3?
No. What Z just said is he sold his copy to.
Is that what it is?
Shop. Yeah, and that's why he knows there's one there. You just have to find the one that Z sold it to.
Which one is it, Z?
Right. Otherwise, Z wouldn't tell you that.
What and what?
How would he know it's being sold there? How? Unless he had sold it already. Right? I gotta get rid of this piece of shit.
That's a good point, Sarge. I think Z did sell it.
Yeah. Now we have to find out where Z shops.
Is it off Colonial? Is it off Colonial?
Is it off Colonial?
There's only about 1,000 pawn shops off Colonial, so it doesn't.
Yeah, we're gonna have to in about a couple weeks.
Hot, warm, cold. Which one is it? Northeast, south, or west? Is it after the gas station?
Yeah.
Let me know.
No, Z. You know it's there. That's it. You know it's there because you sold it to him. You know it's there.
You know what I could do? If I find the X marks the spot and go to the landfill, it's probably right next to ET. Okay. Oh, sorry. Only Boynton, and I don't sell anymore.
ET.
What else? What else? Anything else you've been playing besides Borderlands 2 and Broforce?
Yeah, but what I always have the game night with my military guys on.
Of course you do, Dave. Of course you do.
Whatever you say.
Whenever we talk about shit on this thing, you're like, I like it.
I had shingles and it sucks. Like I had shingles, it was fantastic.
It wasn't that bad for me.
I had shingles, no problem.
We're just messing with you, Dave. Just messing with you. eBay $15. Oh, we're getting closer.
$15. We're getting close.
We're getting close.
A low ball.
Borderlands 3, $10 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But yeah, I have to buy a PlayStation. I don't know. $7 sounds pretty good.
It does. It does sound pretty good.
Getting close.
$7. But I want the actual disc. I want it on the shelf. I don't want it to be this.
We could talk about that, D-Money. I played it. Did you see the screenshot? Let me get my screenshot up. Let me show you what I posted in a screenshot.
Screenshot of?
I played the Starfield update. Okay, I played it for about 30 minutes. That's about it, right? And let me put this up in a different tab here. And this is what my game is now. Okay, I played Starfield earlier, tested out the new vehicle that they put in, Sarge. And there it is. There's the new vehicle they put into to Starfield.
Beautiful. Is that the new RAV8? Awesome.
That's the RAV8 right there. Yeah, that's the RAV8. I already modded it. Okay, I already modded it, and I'm flying around. It's got boosters. It's got a hover thing. It's
perfect.
It's got a turret on the front. Right.
Yep.
It's fantastic. I'm the Mando inside a land speeder inside this open world space game. The whole game is converted to Star Wars right now. I got stormtroopers walking around. I got bounties. I got Mandalorians. I got emperors. I got.
It sounds like the best Star Wars game never not made.
It's the best open world Star Wars game that isn't. It's the best open world Star Wars game that isn't. Right? Yeah. So I only played for like 20 minutes. I was like, let me download this. Let me see what it is. It's $25,000 in game you buy it at Atlantis. Okay. And then when you buy it, it appears on your ship, like underneath. So as soon as you land, you get out of your ship, boom, it's there. You get in there, and then you take it off. Right? Nate says till Monday. Well, we'll see. Right? My statement still stands. This is the best Star Wars open world game that isn't.
It's true.
That isn't a Star Wars game. Yeah.
It's the best Star Wars game that isn't.
Yeah. The best Star Wars game that's not. Okay. Travel nothing even faster. That's right. Travel nothing even faster, but in style. Okay.
Yeah. Guaranteed to hit multiple edges of the
I
zones.
Before this update, Sarge.
Guaranteed.
Before this update, I could not hit all four corners of the map. It was just too far. But now with this,
guaranteed.
Now
I can hit
all four sides and bitch about it in record time. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. In the vehicle itself, Vasco jumps in the back. He hits the side. Like, all right, I'm ready to go. And then your companions jump into the side of it. I look. I didn't need it. Okay, I'm gonna use it, but I was fine with the jetpack just going. I mean, I was fine with that. That's all I had in No Man's Sky when it first came out until they put it in cars 2 years later, right? So they did it faster than No Man's Sky. They put it faster.
What I find interesting though is as soon as they decided to talk about the Rev 8 or Rav 8 or whatever the hell you're gonna call it, right? The modders already had the speeder, like
ready to go.
So are they waiting?
Ready to go. They're like,
are they just waiting for the thing to be released so they can throw it in there? Because they can't throw it in there because there's not a car in there. As soon as there's a car in there,
they put a car in there. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
It was less than 24 hours.
It's incredible.
Less than 24 hours. They announced it on Tuesday night. It was in the game yesterday. Less than 24 hours. Amazing. It's amazing.
God bless the modding community. I gotta tell you, man. God bless the modding community.
So what else have I been playing? I've been playing Midnight Suns. I'm enjoying Midnight Suns, man. I'm like, I gotta be about 35 hours in right now. I'm loving Captain America. Captain America, I got these cards for him, man. And he's a tank. He's just everything I do. He just takes it. He takes it like a champ. Every time he gets knocked down, he gets back up. I'm like, I could do this all day. I say it in my head. I'm like, I could do this all day, right? Because that's it. And then he gets up and he just starts destroying stuff. So I've been really enjoying Midnight Suns. I don't really like the CW stuff, like as I said a couple weeks ago. It's not getting any better. You're
talking about the Romcom stuff?
Yeah, I really like the lore. There's so much dialogue in this game. So much dialogue. And I know a lot of people don't play games for dialogue or story. They just want to play just game.
Yeah,
the game is fun when you're playing the strategy part of it, but then the lore and the building and the story is so good in Midnight Suns. I'm really happy I'm playing it. I'm gonna put more time into it.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
I'm not being sarcastic. I really enjoy.
You really enjoy the dialogue.
Yes, I really enjoy the whole.
I'm taking that at face value.
Yes, I really enjoy the.
Okay.
I don't like the CW stuff. There's stuff in the game where they're doing the dialogue where they're talking about like this person's mad at me and I like him and like that shit. I don't like that. But when they start talking about the story and the lore and the back, and they start talking about
how do they mix in the story about a superhero and his quest for vengeance, and then right next to it put in, I can't believe Donna said that about me behind my back. Like, how do they attach those two things together?
Let me tell you, right? Nico is this person in the game, right? She's a witch, and we're trying to save Wanda. Okay, spoiler alert: you have to save Wanda. Okay, the entire time leading up to saving Wanda, she's just bitching and moaning. The Avengers don't like us. The Midnight Suns are better, right? She's like doing all this stuff, right? And she's like, you don't want to save Wanda. You don't like Wanda. And I'm like, oh, shut up, Nico, right? And then we save Wanda. And now she's complaining, Wanda's changed. She's just not the same. It's like, oh, you wanted to save her. We saved her. And now you're freaking complaining that she's not the same as she was before. Like, shut up. It's so cringe. So CW cringe. But when they start talking
Cringe.
about the Marvel backstory of each of the characters, and you're like, that's what I like, right? It's like comic book stuff mixed with CW stuff. I can do less with CW, more of comic book stuff, and then we're fine. The action-packed stuff, the cutscenes and stuff are fantastic, right? The outfits and stuff that they have and the cosmetics, fantastic. So it really is. It's a really fun game. I'm looking forward to playing more of that. Now this week we're not playing Midnight Suns, because starting on Monday we're playing $18 Ubisoft Plus Star Wars Outlaws. We're gonna
$18 Ubisoft.
Okay, we're playing $18 Ubisoft Plus. That's it.
That's how we're announcing
That's right.
it.
We're playing Star Wars Outlaws, and I'll tell you if it's good and fun.
You don't just say we're gonna play Outlaws and have some fun with it.
No,
Like,
we're playing $18 bargain bin, $18 on Ubisoft Plus.
I think what you need to do if you're gonna play this card like this, and I don't mean the pun, but if you're gonna play this kind of card for this kind of game, right? What
You talk about Midnight Suns, or you talk about Outlaws?
Don't talk about Outlaws.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Outlaws, right? You should have an hour clock in the corner. 30 days times 24 hours, total hours, and just while you're playing, this is the countdown for the month to be over.
Right. I got to finish this game before the time.
I got to finish this game before the month's out.
That's it. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah. My journey, and then I'll vlog it. I'll vlog it on YouTube in a separate channel. So yeah, I'm playing that. I've been playing some Disney Speedstorm a little bit. I've been playing some Fallout 76, and I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. Okay, I've been playing a lot of I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. I'm level like 25 right now in the season pass. Okay, but I'm not really playing Fortnite for the BR. I'm playing all the other game modes that are inside there that people made, that created maps, and I'm playing like a tycoon sim inside the game.
So basically, it's the beginning skeleton of Ready Player One.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they do the same thing as Roblox or Minecraft or whatnot.
But that's what it is.
We played the Raft game. Me and my son played the Raft game last week. I think we played it after last week's show. Yeah. So we played the Raft game, where basically there's a game called the Raft that you do the same thing, where you have to pull in garbage, take the garbage, and then make stuff, make your raft bigger, and so on and so forth. They have that inside.
It's a video game developer
for hoarders.
Simulation.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Right. It's Hoarder Simulator 5000 on a raft. So you make the raft bigger. They have different. Someone recreated Tatooine inside of Fortnite. Okay, so you get to run around in, I think it's like I forget if it's 10v10 or 15v15 or something like that, where you're playing basically Star Wars Battlefront with inside Fortnite in a map of Tatooine, and you're running around the city. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, right? And you level up pretty good while you're shooting and having fun, and you could be Deadpool shooting a Star Wars character. It doesn't really matter, right? So they have stuff like that. Then playing BR with my son, he's like, can we play BR? Now, you've played with your nephew. Okay. What do you think he does during the BR?
Besides spin around and look at the sky.
Well, no, there's cars in the game. So
so basically you're carrying him. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We land. I'm like, okay, we're over here. I was like, get a gun. He's like, I don't have a gun. I was like, okay, take this gun. So I give him my gun, right? And then I go find another gun.
You're running around with a bat. Telling the guy with the...
Better yet, I'm running around with the Captain America shield. Okay,
even better.
It's fucking amazing. It's so good. It's so OP.
It would have to be.
It's so
otherwise
OP.
they wouldn't put it in the game.
So now I'm running around, Sarge. I got War Machine's gun on my back, and it's automatic, like shooting people. Okay, and then I got Captain America's shield, and I'm running around, and you go when you're like throwing the thing, and you're slamming people, and you're blocking bullets.
What's the range on the shield?
It's far. Like it's
so then basically you were fighting against bots.
No, I was fighting against real people.
You think so?
Oh yeah, no, you can tell the way they move and stuff like that. Yeah.
Can you?
You can. Yeah, you can, because the bots do this. Okay. Real people don't stop and stare at you first and then decide what they're doing. They really just run at you and start doing the stuff, right? So they just nerfed the shield. Oh,
of course.
You can never have fun, Scotty. Okay, never have fun. So anyway,
Of course they nerfed the shield.
we're running around, right? And I have the shield, and he's like, I don't have a. You want to get in a car? Let's get in a car. I was like, we don't need a car. Just run. We need weapons. We need weapons. I was like, you gotta get around. No, let's get in the car. I'm gonna go get a car. I was like, all right, you go get a car, right? He gets the car. He beep 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 beep. I'm like, stop honking the horn.
Right.
we're
Stop announcing.
Right, stop announcing where we are. Right.
Yep.
So we played a couple rounds of that. We got 12.
He's not there. He's not there. As soon as that clicks.
Oh no!
As soon as his head clicks, it's going to be bad.
He says he's the getaway driver, is what he says. Okay, I'm like, there is no getaway driver. It's shoot until either they're dead or we're dead. I was like, that is the getaway. Okay, so the circle closes in. The first round we played, we got 12. The second round we played, we got third. Then we got third again, and then I stopped playing because, like Farm Sim or anything else in games like that, I'm doing all the work. I got like 17 kills, right?
And he's honking the horn.
I have to revive him. I have to go pick up his card and then run to the vehicle to go revive him.
Yep.
But I have to say, it is fun. It's like a bonding moment.
Sure.
Okay? It's the next level of, I was playing Minecraft with him, and now I'm playing these other types of games with him. But it's like this bonding moment. So
I'm telling you, it's going to click. Well, it's eventually.
Oh yeah.
Click for
right
him.
now he's struggling. He doesn't shoot anybody, but next week he'll be, knocking down 21 people, and I'll be like, what the hell's happening? You want me to get a car? You want me to get the car? Right? That's what'll happen.
So, like, can get the car quick? I'm holding him. I'll get the car.
Yeah. It's exactly right.
Right. That's exactly that. It'll be a complete 180 in
180.
6 months.
Yeah, that's how it was with Mario Kart. Mario Kart was like that. I used to beat him, and he's like, I can't beat you. Now I do what our dad did when he plays. I still got it. I still got it. I still got you. See me? I got in second. I almost had you. My hands. I couldn't do the controller on the Switch. My hands. Yeah. My arthritis is kicking in. Yeah. So that's what I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of different games this past week. But having fun. Playing lots of games at Gamescom came out. That I'm interested in.
I watched it the last couple of days. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not world changing, but not bad.
Right. I went into opening night live, whatever it was called, Keighley Fest. I just said this the other day, right? Someone brought it up in my chat. They said, is anyone going to say anything about Keighley, like having a monopoly on like the gaming industry? And we've talked about this in the past, right?
But they didn't want it.
Right. But now Keighley's in charge of everything. Right? I said he's making the Infinity Gauntlet with the gaming industry, right? He's got E3, he's got Gamescom, and now he's got the Video Game Award show. Like, he's like, what else can I do? What other power can I have?
But they didn't want it.
Yeah.
He's busting his balls to try to get it back into the public eye to make it a fun experience for kids who want to watch stuff online and watch games. Like
he's making
how it was supposed to be. Right. Well, whatever, man. Listen, the gaming companies decided that it costs too much money. The convention floor, they want too much money. They're like, hey, we want to have a convention for E3. They're like, oh, yeah? You got 80K? How many square feet do I get? 12. What do you mean 12? I need at least 300. Great. We'll give you a special discount. 65K, 65,000 a foot. Like a foot. It's ridiculous.
Do you want padding underneath your feet? Yeah.
Yeah, the prices they charge for the convention floor were insane. So they're like, you know what? We can just do our own thing online. We can do our thing online. Every company can do their own. Go fuck yourself, convention center.
Right.
Go fuck yourself. Right. And then Keighley was like, "Oh no, we can't have everybody doing stuff from home. I can't make any money this way."
Jason says, "How much for him to acknowledge Hogwarts? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. He doesn't want to acknowledge.
Has he acknowledged it yet? I don't think he has.
He's never said it. Yeah. All right. Let's go from that real quick, and then we'll go to top stories, and then we'll start talking about the stuff.
I don't think he's even acknowledged the game exists.
Yeah. No. The Harry Potter game. All right. So the
somebody has like the thing above his head. Don't you ever mention Hogwarts? You understand me?
You understand me?
You mention Hogwarts and all this little poppycock stuff you've been doing the last year and a half is over. It's over.
Jeff Keighley. We're just joking. Calm down. The first story is like a twofer, right? So Black Myth Wukong came out early this week, and it's smashing. It's smashing right now. Like there's so. Let me look up the numbers. Let me look up the numbers right now on Steam.
Which numbers? The real numbers? Or the made-up
real
numbers?
numbers. Yeah, the real numbers. Black Myth Wukong. Steam charts. I think it broke over 2.3 million, if I'm not mistaken. As of right now, it's at 2.4 million concurrent people. Okay,
Good.
2.4 in the last. It says the last 10 hours. I don't know. It's updated. Let me check
I mean, it's
other
not
one.
Call of Duty. It's not Call of Duty numbers. but
All
that's
time
still-
peak is 2.4. All time peak is
Good.
2.4.
That's
Right
pretty
now,
good.
concurrent people is 300,000. 300,000 people on there. So it's doing gangbusters, right? They're very successful over in the East. Successful here in the West. It's doing very good. And then one of the people actually started wrote an article, and in the article, he's talking about seeing Black Myth Wukong running on a GeForce Now may have finally convinced me that cloud gaming is the future. Okay. Now, I've said many times that cloud gaming is going to become exponentially faster and better and so on. And I'm going to kind of tie this into another thing that was announced. It's a rumor. We don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's true. We'll talk about it in a second. It says this gentleman who is Andy Edzer. Okay, he says, for some reason, that's for someone that spends their life covering cutting edge tech, I can be surprisingly old fashioned. He says, I lost the love of multiplayer games. I care not for to jot for esports. He says, I like games running on powerful pieces of hardware sitting on my desk, and thanks for very much. None of that in cloud gaming, malarkey for me. Like, he just didn't like cloud gaming, right? He's just like, get off my lawn, cloud gaming, right? So he says, however, watching Black Myth Wukong streaming via the GeForce Now equipped on my MacBook at Gamescom 2024, I had something as a realization. He says, I'm reassessing my principles now, if you will. He says, this game that caused our Tyler's mighty RTX 49er to struggle. And while you can absolutely tweak the settings to get its smooth experience, our Nick has also put together an excellent guide to help you with that. He says, I required a fair bit of adjustment to get the best out there. Now, playing with this on the settings turned up a seamless 80 frames per second, plus with zero principal latency, okay? He says, on my MacBook. Now, suddenly made me realize how much sense cloud streaming serves making for a game like this. Putting simply, looking how brilliant it is. Perfect. Even 4 milliseconds or less of latency, excellent visuals, delivered a VI-connected ultra-wide display, and a very demanding game made to look trivial, easy to run a standard-issued laptop. He says, and for my long-held instincts, the treated the cloud-based gaming with caution. I was left wondering whether or not I've fallen behind. He says, I thought about my rig at home. Sure, I could fire it up and game up on RTX or RX 7800 XT and played around with the settings and whatnot. He says, or I could log into GeForce Now and supported devices and simply press play. Okay, so you don't have to do with all the other stuff. Just press play. And he says, actually, on with the business and enjoying the game rather than continuously wondering whether my hardware was up to task or whether it was setting a tweak away from the seamless experience. Now, he says, my demonstration was on a trade show internet, which is notoriously unreliable chatting with folks at NVIDIA booth. He says, I was shown that the game was using between 50 and 70 megabits on average and told that the other was a brief latency increases at one point, and he had perfectly smooth to play for entirety of the day. He says that being said, is running GeForce Now Ultimate account, which is the highest one, which is $20 a month. Okay, for $20 a month, you can use the GeForce Now Ultimate account, he says, and that's the most expensive tier that there is. He says, still, while I was only able to spend a few minutes with Black Myth Wukong before moving on to the next thing, NVIDIA had to display the experience that still left a lasting impression, other than overlay on the screen, showing me real-time data, and also told me that it was running on a high-powered PC under the desk. I would also believe you, right? So he's saying it was so smooth, it was so good, that he thought, if you told me there was a computer underneath the desk, I would believe you. But it was on the GeForce Now, streaming on Wi-Fi, and not just Wi-Fi, or not just internet, but the internet that was inside the convention. And I can speak from my own experience. When you have internet in the convention center, it's dodgy as hell, right? It's like hit or miss. You could have great internet, you could have shitty internet. So I bring this up to say that a lot of people say that, you know, the infrastructure for cloud gaming is just not there yet. It's just not there yet. It's just not there yet. And I've played myself multiple times with xCloud and different devices and different things from far away, from just miles away to thousands of miles away. And single player games, sure, there's a little stutter here and there every once in a while, but for the most part, I'm blown away that I played on an airplane and I played over here and I played there. I feel like Cat in the Hat. I will not eat you with a box with a fox and you know what I mean. Like it blows me away that people are still like, no, it's never gonna happen, never gonna happen. I'm like, bro,
Well, it's not about never. It's just about that every game that comes out, right? It's basically the testing ground to see how that game works on cloud,
right?
Or if it can work on cloud. And if it doesn't work on cloud, how can we make it work on cloud? And if it does work on cloud, how do we improve it making it on cloud? So every game that comes out, they're testing. They're testing in either way. So like we say for most other things we compare, like cloud gaming right now is the shittiest. You'll see it.
Right. It's sort of like AI right now. Right. AI is the shittiest you'll ever see it right now. And it's just going to get better and better over time.
It'll improve it over time. Right. But because once again, if I don't have to have hardware and I can get 60 frames per second and graphics at max settings, weird.
Right.
Weird. How much would you pay for that a month? I wonder how much you'd have to pay for not having hardware, but being able to play a game at full max settings at over 60 frames per second. I wonder.
Well, even the GeForce Now with the $20 Ultimate a month, this used to be, they used to do this years ago, and it was like $35 or $40 a month for the same type of thing where you're playing off the servers of someone else's computer on your computer. And now GeForce is doing it for half that price, right? That is beyond me, how they shrunk it down more than half of the price. And yeah, this is not meant for everybody. And yes, I wouldn't suggest playing multiplayer like a first-person shooter competitive multiplayer over this. Now, we're not there yet, but if you're playing a single-player game, if you're playing a game like this, like it's wonder. It's a wonder that it's happening, right? It's like someone looking at a horse and buggy and going, "This is the best. No one's ever going to have more than a horse and buggy," right? And then someone's like, "I have a car with no horse." They're like, "That's not going to work," right? And then all of a sudden, now here we are. We're like, "Wait, we used horse and buggy," right? Like that's. That's what it's like.
Good old rock. Nothing beats
rock. Yeah, nothing beats rock. So I just find it funny that I agree that people are like, we're still not there yet. The infrastructure is still not there yet.
We're not. But every game that comes out is a testing ground to make it better.
Yeah, everything. Even Xbox, what they're doing with all their games on the cloud, they're trying to. You buy a game on Xbox, they're trying to. Well, if you own it, then you can play it on the cloud wherever you are. You don't even need an Xbox anymore. You own that game, you can play it on the cloud. So it's interesting. I just thought it was interesting that this guy, Andy, said that, he was, get off my lawn. I don't want cloud gaming. And now he's like, maybe I should, readjust what I was thinking and going, well, it's actually not that bad. Right.
Well, it takes a game that you're fond of, that you want to play. And then all of a sudden it gives you the option that you never noticed before. Like you might not have noticed it at all. But because that particular game he's into, all of a sudden the choices are, oh, you don't even have to own the game. You can just play on the cloud. He's like, all I have to do is be on the cloud for this.
All I got to do is hit play. GeForce Now, hit play.
Right. And so he's playing a game that he actually likes and then notices how cloud actually works for him. Yeah, that's how it usually works. It happens to me a few times with different other products that I've used for same kind of reason. Like, I don't want to use this, and all of a sudden I'm playing a game or doing something like, oh, this actually works really well.
Right.
Like, that's just how you adopt the technology.
And I wanted to link it to what was I saying? Because we were talking about the cloud gaming, and
you have memory lapses already?
Yeah, I'm having time lapse. That's what happens with it. We'll go to the next story. The next story is BioWare spent more than 200,000 hours testing Dragon Age and Veilguard on the PC. Getting the PC experience just right was crucial to us. Now, here's the thing.
I think their PC.
I guess so. Right.
Aku de Papa's PC, his monster PC that he's got. Which PC?
Just putting an article out like this, very dangerous. Because if Veilguard comes out and it's broke in any way, shape, or form, and you're like, well, we spent 200,000 hours testing to see if it was perfectly right, and it comes out and it just doesn't work in any way, shape, or form, be like,
there's no reason to use this kind of language, though. There's no reason to use it perfect. You don't use the word perfect ever.
Yeah,
ever.
Well, it didn't say perfect. It just says getting the experience just right was crucial, right?
Just right. Yeah, just right is perfect. Yeah, I got it.
So
Same language.
It says, with Dragon Age Veilguard creeping ever closer, BioWare has shared a new insight with what PC players can expect from the game, including customizable controls, advanced display options, Steam native features like cloud saves, remote play support, and verified functionality on Steam Deck. It says Dragon Age franchise started out on PC, and we wanted to make sure that the PC is a great place to play our game. And the studio wrote, quote, many of our BioWare are PC players ourselves, and we tested the PC made up of 40% of our platform testing effort with over 200,000 hours of performance and compatibility testing. It says getting the PC experience just right is crucial for us and creating a dedicated team to focus on PC. Now, obviously, look, I'm rooting for BioWare. I am. I'm rooting for BioWare because BioWare has fallen, with Andromeda, Anthem, and every other game that they've tried to work out. They just fallen short. Okay, so I'm rooting for BioWare to come back to BioWare. Come on back to me, BioWare. Make those BioWare games that I used to love and play, right? And hopefully they come out with. But I hate seeing stuff like this where they put something out there and you're like, oh, 200,000 hours. Well, they should have worked on it for 201,000 hours because this game is broke, right? Now, obviously, I'm saying that, but we don't know it's actually broke right now. I just don't like that they talk about like this with when saying stuff like this. That's all.
The language that some of these developers use in order to combat the overall feeling from the consumers now. Like, we're constant in like this battle of every game that comes out is broken, buggy. Every game's broken, buggy. MTX, battle passes, broken, buggy. Pre-order, a 3-day early access. All this nonsense, and it's still broken. Like, and they're gonna jump up on the soapbox and scream from the heavens, "I tested my game a whole bunch. Don't worry about it." Like no,
Right.
no, I don't. Just do your due diligence. Just finish the game, right? No 36 gig patch. Like, there's just ridiculousness that happens over the years. Like, just stop making up shit, right? Stop telling us shit that's not there. Stop giving us dates when you're not done. Like, just stop. Like, even Krebsy, what did he say here? For those of you who don't know, 200,000 hours is almost 23 years. Yeah, they tested the game a whole lot, right? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Roll the video.
Yeah. This is a good time to.
We should roll the video.
Yeah. So this is a video this is the video. Let me find it. This is a video that's a parody, talking about broken, buggy games in the industry. Right. This is a video that's it's called Pre-Order Now. It's a gaming music video parody to Ghostbusters. So let's all listen to this. Did I forget DMCA for this? Pre-order.
Finish game, and it don't look good. What you gonna do? Reorder. Graphical downgrades, and it's full of bugs. What you gonna do? Reorder.
Oh yeah, you gotta pre-order. Make sure you pre-order.
I ain't never gonna learn.
Never learn. Never learn.
Don't you guys have phones? When it's pay to win, and a ways online, what you gonna do?
Pre-order. Yeah, everyone say the word.
$60, and its frame rate sucks. Ow, what you gonna do?
Battlefield 2042.
Don't you know it just works?
Just works, Sarge. It just works.
Consuming makes me feel good. 16 times the detail. 32 gig patches. Console exclusivity. Can't turn off the motion blur.
Oh, fucking motion blur.
$500 skins. Whoa, race for PvP.
Brace for PvP. That is fantastic. And if you guys want to go give it a like, it's by Shibby Websy Music. I'll post it in the Discord I'll put it in the description down below. Give me 1 second. I'll put that in there for you.
Like, okay, so here's my point for this. Like, we've been talking about this now for over 2 years. Finally, someone put together a compilation of the nonsense. So now we know it's mainstream. So welcome to the party, guys. Like, we've been talking about this stuff for the last years, right? I'm happy. I'm happy. Finally, someone made a spoof video.
He posted it 9 days ago. He's got 300 subscribers. So go over there, give it a like. Give him a sub if you like his stuff. I won't say give him a sub if you don't just sub to him because you want to sub to him because it actually hurts their channel if you sub to people. But if you like his stuff, go check it out. But that's fantastic, right? Pre-order. That's going to be stuck in my head now every time I hear pre-order. Makes me feel good.
Yep.
$500 skins. Never going to learn. It's fantastic. Yeah. So head over there. Just give him a like, give him a sub. Put it in the comment section where you saw it and whatnot. Thanks for putting that in the Discord, Krebsy. Yeah, but what do you think, Sarge? We've been talking about this for years.
I don't need to say anything. The video spoke for itself. Everything he's talked about, we've talked about for the last 2 years multiple times. So I agree with everything he said. Everything he's saying, everything.
Yeah.
So
do a remix.
But this is why I don't get excited anymore, and I have to have the game speak for itself. I don't care about any more advertisements, and I don't care about any dev interviews, and I don't care about any pre-order details of what FOMO item. I don't care. Your game has to speak for itself. That's it, right? I don't buy day one. I just wait. What do you got? You got a new game? Show me.
Even Black Myth Wukong right now, which is the most popular game on the planet this week, right? It has performance issues. Issues
on console.
On console, correct.
On console.
Yeah, on console. Performance issues. Now, some people are seeing the performance problems. Other people are not seeing the performance problems. And the people that are not seeing it are defending it, going, "Oh, I don't have any problems." But the people that have problems, obviously, there's problems. And they know there's problems, hence they're trying to fix it. Okay? If there was no problems, then they wouldn't try to fix anything. Okay? So even games that people love, okay, there's problems. Cyberpunk, right? Like, best-selling game probably almost of all time in 1 year, right? I mean, they sold a ridiculous amount. They have the most pre-orders ever with 8 million before the game even came out, and they had problems. So this is a problem, and I love that it said in the music video that I'm never going to learn, right? People are just going to keep doing the same thing. They're going to defend it just like, well, I'm having fun, okay? And if they don't realize that we're on the same side, we want
been trying,
right?
Trying to be on the same side.
We want the game to be great, and you're just taking it as a mediocre thing and saying, well, I'm having fun, and they're never going to fix it because you gave them the money up front. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for them to fix the game, and then I'll give them the money if it's a good game, right? So there's a difference, though. There's a difference. What game had a $500 skin? I believe it was the what's it called? Isn't it the MOBA game? I forget which MOBA game it had. One of the MOBA games had a $500 skin. Concord says, I've been wondering why Wukong didn't give console copies out for early review. Yeah, they wouldn't let him show past Act 2. IGN's review, and say what you want about IGN, but the guy who did it, Salty something, I think his name was, he said, Saltman, I think his name was, he said that up front, he's like, this is a review of Wukong, but I can't show you anything past Act 2. They didn't want me to show you anything past Act 2, and this is hard to say, but all my problems with this game are after Act 2, right? So that should be red flags galore, but nope. Millions of people went, sounds good to me, right? And they paid for it anyway. And people are like, well, I got it on PC. I'm not having any issues. And then when people have issues, they're like, I can't believe I'm having issues. Like, at that point, if you watch the video and it just didn't blindly buy it, right? Like, maybe you didn't watch the video, but IGN has like 37 million people that watch their videos, right? So they're known. It's not like they're like brand new or something like that, right? So if you're a person that buys a game and then complains about it afterwards, that it's broke, buggy, and unfinished, I have nothing for you. I have nothing for you. Right? Just look in the mirror and go and complain to yourself. The game doesn't work. I paid $70 for it and it just doesn't work, right? No one's going to answer you back because you did it to yourself. All right. Speaking of games that could probably not work when it comes out, Sarge. So Concord has been in development for 8 years. Okay. Now, which is funny though, because someone told me
not 8 full years.
Someone told me earlier. I think it was Jason earlier in the stream. He said the company was established 6 years ago. Because I think they're embellishing the thing. Regardless if it was 6 years or 7 years or 8 years, there was a lot of time dedicated to this game. Right now, what I'm bringing up here for is that 6 years there was COVID. Right when they started this, so it probably got delayed the 2 years or whatever. Okay, and now they're bringing it out. It comes out tonight at midnight. Is the full official release for Concord? I think it's at midnight, 23rd. Okay, and right now the game is not broke. Let me say that people are playing it. They like it. They enjoy it. They say it's very smooth. It's very is. I had a conversation earlier today about that this game is going to die on arrival, basically, because of the price point, Sarge. It's $40. It's a $40 game, which if this was 5 years ago, and a $40 game came out, I'd be like, this is fantastic. A $40 game, give it a shot, right? But we're not in 5 years ago market. We're in the market now, which is free to play, season pass, battle pass, constantly updating all this stuff. And then this game comes out and gives a $40 gatekeep, basically, right? And yes. it's not everywhere. It's only on PC and it's only on PlayStation. Okay, and right now, Concord, I'm going to refresh just in case they updated it. Okay, but there's no Steam chart. Okay, now I know someone might go, well, it's because it's an early access. It's an early access. That's why it's not up. And I'm like, okay, maybe you're right. So let's go check another game out real fast. Let's see. I just want to see if it's working, right? Let's see. Here's a game that's in early access, right? Early access, right? 3-day early access for Concord. This is early access for Starship Troopers, okay? Extermination. Right, and there it is. It's 16,000 all time, 341 playing right now and this is early access, right? This is early access game. It's been out for a year and a half, and the thing they're showing their numbers, right? That's a low number, 341. Concord doesn't want to show their numbers
at
all. Okay, and right now there's 6,000 viewers watching on Twitch. Okay, and let me refresh it. It might be more or less. It's 6,200 right now on Twitch. Okay, 24-hour peak is 17,000. An all-time peak, which was last month, okay, was 113,000 people. Okay, that were Twitch stats. Okay, and it's not anywhere close to that. Now ownership. Now this is a very rough estimate, right? We're just looking at this as a rough estimate. Okay, owner estimation from VG Insight says 780 people, or by Player Tracker says 6,500 people. Okay, again, this is just PC, nothing to do with PlayStation. But the reason that we're bringing this up is because people love taking numbers from Steam and saying, this game's popular on Steam, so it's got to be popular everywhere, right? Which is fine. We did it with Helldivers. We did it with Pal World. We've done it with Wukong. Okay, so it works both ways, right? If you're going to show video games that are succeeding and show the numbers, now maybe this is just an error, right? Maybe this is just an error, okay? Why aren't they showing the numbers, Sarge? Right? I'm sure the game, everyone that was defending this game going, no, it's not going to be bad. I'm not saying the game's bad. I'm saying they're putting a $40 game in a world where it's free-to-play hero shooters galore.
Well, the issue is the hypocrisy of the industry, right? So you're allowed to make up whatever you want. The marketing department can say whatever they want. The company itself with the marketing department can show you whatever they want in order to promote a game, lie to you, and tell you this is the game, how good it is, buy it. But the minute anybody gets a hold of the game, actually plays the game, and says to everybody, hey, look, you guys might not want to play this. It's not doing well. It doesn't work well. These are the reasons why. They're blackballed, censored, and everything else. So it's completely okay to play the game one way, but not the other, right? The truth's going to come out regardless. The shit's going to come out. Why do you want to be on the side where you say, I want to lie to everybody because I need to sell copies, because I need to make money, as opposed to saying, we're releasing a game in a saturated market of hero shooters. This is what we have. Let's see what happens. But you don't want to. You want to play this other game that everyone, you want to lie the whole time. So fine, lie. And then when everybody catches you in the lie constantly and all you have is bad publicity, and then no one wants to play your fucking game, then go cry to someone else. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, the same shit happens all the time. When we saw Overwatch, we said that they were going to start making games like this because it did so well, right? Now, Overwatch 2 went into the black hole before they released Overwatch 2, which they waited too long. But slowly but surely, other companies were making hero shooters in the background, right? The only reason why they couldn't have theirs immediately is because they had to make stuff up. They had to come up with characters. They had to write stories. It's not just 8 guys or 27 guys in a room and you're all just running at each other, right? So who do you think's going to win out of this one? Just ballpark. Out of all the ones you've seen, right? All the ones you've seen where they're just guys, people they look cool, or Marvel characters. Like, what do you think is going to win?
Just talking about the new games that came out the last 6 to 7 months, right? We have the finals that came out in December last year. We have X Defiant that came out. We're having this game come out, and then we have Marvel Rivals coming out. So within a 12-month span, we go from the finals to Marvel Rivals. Okay.
Yeah, but make it make sense. You want to lie. You want to beg, borrow, cheat, and steal in a saturated market, and you want to try to get your game to work out, and you're charging money to play it, and nobody else is. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Right. And like I said, if this was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when they came out with a $40 game like this, that's fantastic. I would love to buy a game, make a game, sell a game. I would love that. But that's not what this market is anymore. This market is free to play, right? Season pass, battle pass, everything's free. Here's a cosmetic. Cosmetic skins cost $15, $20, right? That's the market that we're in. And Sony's coming out with Concord, and they're like, yeah, it's a $40 game. I say within 2 months, Sarge, this goes free to play.
2 months? They won't make it.
You don't even think they'll make it
They won't make it 2 months.
They'll cut it shorter? You think it'll be free to play quicker?
Free to play, maybe I'll give you 30 days, 35 days, maybe a little over a month, maybe. Because you have to wait for the revenue stream to kick in, right? You have to wait.
They know there's no revenue stream. They see it. They're like, no one's coming. Right? Or right. Or 500 apparently for skins, right?
Tell me why. Tell me why I should play it. Tell me why I should play it.
Got really cool characters, Sarge.
As a gamer, let's say
it's got smooth gameplay, Sarge.
Let's say I didn't have real bills. Let's say I had all the time in the world to play a game, right? Let's say I have 10 hours a day to play games, right? 10 hours a day. All the games I keep playing, 10 hours a day. What makes you think that I'm going to spend any amount of time playing your game when I have choices of other games to play the same type of game? Tell me. Show me why I want to play your game.
Well, there is no reason, because even if I wanted to play your game, there's a $40 gatekeeping fee. Okay? There's a $40 gatekeeping fee where I can go play another game for free. David Langer says, won't that cause an uproar with people who bought it? Well, let me tell you. So do you think there's an uproar of people that went to go see Borderlands in the theater, and now 11 days later it's for rental for $3? Do you think those people are upset? No. That's the way it works. Is people that are up first, okay, the people that come in first to something, they pay more money. Okay? You're the testers, you're the beta testers, you're the alpha testers, you pay a whole bunch of money to play that game first. Okay? Then there's the people. Nate says, yeah, I am. Nate, you could have got your money back. You just walked out of the theater halfway. You could get your money back. Okay.
If you walk out before half the movie's over, Nate, you can always get your money back in a movie. Yeah. Just so you know, for future reference.
So what I'm saying is, sure, there'll be people upset, and PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo doesn't give a shit, because they're not there to go, oh, I'm so sorry you didn't like the product. They go, well, thanks for your money. It's free to play now. come on over. Anybody else that wants to play, come and spend $10 with us on a microtransaction skin. They don't care. They don't care. And it's another reason not to buy a game day one, okay? Especially like a $40 PvP game in a world of free-to-play PvP games. It makes no sense at this moment in the industry.
But let's be fair. Let's be fair, right? The reason why they're charging $40 is because the characters are not memorable enough for you to want to play the game and want to buy skins for them. You have no attachment to the characters, right? So in order for me to spend money on skins, I have to have some level of connection with them. So they need to make their money back somehow. So the initial money they get for purchasing
try to make
the
as
game
much
is the money.
Yeah,
right.
try to make as much money as possible.
Much money as you can. I 100% understand. But they put themselves probably in the worst position possible because you don't have characters that people care about when you're standing next to Incredible Hulk. Okay, you don't have a character, right? Even characters from the other games are more memorable than what you
Apex.
have. They're just a character. It's just some guy. Yeah, the woman looks cute. She's got a sniper rifle. Oh, the guy looks great. He's got a big shotgun. Yeah, he looks like the guy. He looks like Guile from Street Fighter a little bit. Maybe it's his cousin. Like, I don't know. I don't care. That's the whole point, right? I got 15 choices. Go ahead and pick one, Sarge. Okay. Well, these three look good. The Overwatch one looks decent. Rivals looks cool. It's Marvel characters. And what the random dude? I'm supposed to be excited by the random dude. I only have X amount of hours to play, dude. What? Show me why.
Right, and it's just going to get worse because if it's a $40 to get in, the matchmaking is going to take a while because a lot of people are not playing. Right? And then those people are going to be they're going to enjoy the game, but they're going to be like, you know what? It was a great game, but just there was no one playing it, type of thing, right? And maybe it'll find a second win. I said this morning that it should pivot. It should go free to play. It should do what Fortnite did because Fortnite spent 8 years making Fortnite. Okay, out 3 months later, they abandoned Save the World. Okay, abandoned Save the World, change it to a BR, and the rest is history. Okay,
yeah.
Wayfinder,
but that's the greatest pivot in history. Though.
Sure, Wayfinder right now was an MMO with microtransactions and all this stuff.
Yep,
came out. No one bought it. They pivoted instantaneously and said, we're making it a single-player co-op game now. Boom. Right? I don't know how that's doing right now, but they pivoted. Sony needs to pivot with this game. If they wanted to compete with the rest of the games, let the game shine against the other games on the gameplay value of what it is itself, not the $40 entry fee.
The guy you showed, the interview you showed on one of your streams during the day, you showed a guy talking. I forget what it was. It was the creator of... What was it? The creator was
David Jaffe.
The creator of God of War.
Yeah, David Jaffe.
Right? The creator of God of War. Right? He said, for them to pivot, put all Sony's main characters in the game.
Someone said that to me in my chat, and then I added to it. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea.
He actually said that.
No, I know that. Someone in my chat told me that they watched that interview and said that's what he said. Yeah.
Lono had both of them on. There was a three-way conversation going on, and they had a big conversation about it. I was watching it, and I'm like, he's got a point. But you put in all the Sony characters in the goddamn game, and they'll fucking get it. They'll play it. They'll give them a reason to play it, right? Just like Super Smash Brothers. The same stuff. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same, right? You want kids to play it? Give me a reason, man. Give me a reason.
Real quick, Ron Slusher says Destiny wasn't free when it launched. Yeah, but that's 10 years ago, right? That's 10 years ago. The landscape of video games has completely changed. 8 years ago is when the massive amount of free-to-play started, okay? 10 years ago, free-to-play wasn't there. It was an entry fee to make a game, sell a game, started slowly making microtransactions. Now, the landscape with all of these PvP games is a free-to-play model, okay? And you're competing. They have to change. They have to adapt. Kingard says they're charging $40 to make their money back to spend on hiring the consultant. Right, the SBI consultant, maybe. Yeah.
Possible? He said Kingard makes that as a joke, but 50-50.
Yeah,
50-50. That could be true.
It could be true. Yeah. So we have Concord issues there. We have let's see what else we got here. Someone said look up Starfield. I think it was Paul. Paul said look up Starfield. Starfield right now is
Steam numbers. You mean
the Steam numbers? Yeah, is 8,949 as an hour ago. I don't know why I'm comparing this game. I mean, again, you can play this game for free.
Well,
not free, for a small fee.
That's because Starfield's dead. Everyone's kept telling us that Starfield's dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, look,
Go ahead.
a lot of games, man. There's just a lot of games. Positioning is everything. You're positioned in a wrong spot. You're between a rock and a hard place. I guess somebody who's given the orders, who's going to say yes or no to what we've been talking about now for almost a week, is going to say, I think it's time we do this, right? They need the official word from the CEO or someone to say, we have to pivot. We've got to do something. Let's do this. Let's do this. Like, the guy has a point, right? That alone could probably save the game to put PlayStation characters in the damn thing.
Yeah, I think it would be cool if you're running around, like they could open up a portal like the multiverses or whatever the fucking shit inside their world, and all of a sudden Kratos is there. You have
a matter of fact, I guarantee I'll put money on it. I'll put money on it. I bet you they are doing that. They just can't do it quick enough.
Okay.
They can't do it quick enough because you got to render the characters. You got to figure out moves for the characters. You can't just stick any move on the character. You got to do something with them, right? You got to put some kind of synergy with the character. But I guarantee they have to be doing it. Otherwise, the game is dead before arrival. I forget who said it. Was it Krebs or somebody else? Dead before arrival.
That'd be a great name for a title of a game. Dead Before Arrival. It's
the new hero shooter.
It's a new hero shooter, battle royale hero shooter. Yeah, it's an extraction, BR extraction hero shooter. Dead Before Arrival. Yeah. So speaking of Borderlands, right? I made a statement on Lono's podcast about 2 weeks ago. It'll be 2 weeks ago yesterday or tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
We had an interview about Borderlands. He asked me, what do I think about it? I said, this movie's going to do so bad that it's going to come out of the theaters within 2 weeks. It'll be out of the theaters. And I want to admit, I was wrong.
You're wrong.
I was wrong about the 2 weeks. It was 3 weeks. And
3 weeks.
Now the movie is out of the theaters and it's coming to rental on August 30th. So this time next week, Borderlands, 3 weeks after we said it's going to bomb at the box office, is now going to be a rental.
But for how much? How much can you rent it for?
It'll probably be like $3, $4. I don't know what a rental is. I haven't rented a movie in forever. Why?
I think the rental's like $20 or something, isn't it?
No,
sure.
rental? No.
Yeah.
Buying it would be $20.
Well, not Borderlands. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, it's like I'll give you $5. I'll give you $5 or $6 maybe to rent.
If you're telling me I can rent it on Netflix for $5, then I'll watch it. I want to watch it. Just
$5 for 2 hours of Borderlands, or $7 for Borderlands 3.
$7 for Borderlands 3. Yeah. That's tough, bro.
Right? You got $7 in your pocket. What are you spending it on?
I might get Borderlands 3.
Yeah, you have $7 in your pocket. You're renting the movie, or you buying the game?
I think I'll probably buy the game. I think I'll probably get the game for $7.
It's $20 to rent.
Yeah, right. Roadkill has to be.
$20 to rent. No one's renting a $20 movie.
Well, that's what happens now, bro. I don't know what you're thinking about.
That's
what movies are.
Dude, $20 to rent. I'll go to the Dollar Theater and watch it in the Dollar Theater.
Dollar Theater ain't gonna get that movie. Dollar Theater ain't paying for that.
The Dollar Theater's like, we play some shitty movies in here. We don't want Borderlands.
First of all, the Dollar Theater is meant for like the senior citizens. They watch the movies that come in because they got fixed incomes and stuff. I understand how that works, but they're not going to watch.
My son just made this. He wanted me to show you because he wanted me to.
He wants you to even your son wants us to pre-order.
Pre-order. Yeah.
Even your son wants us to pre-order.
Yeah. So, Borderlands, the movie, is bombing at the box office. Now, I think Randy Pitchford thought that this was going to go much different in his head. Okay. He thought that Borderlands movie was coming out because in his head, he's like, everyone's going to love Kate Blanchett, 30 years older than the actual main character, and Kevin Hart, who's a foot and a half shorter than Roland is, right? And everyone's going to love these people. He's like, no one cares about casting. Who gives a shit about the actual storyline and lore of Borderlands? We're going to make a fanfic. And then they were like, in just a couple weeks at Gamescom, we're going to announce Borderlands 4. Okay, we're going to announce Borderlands 4. So that's what they did. They announced Borderlands 4.
I bet that's exactly how he thought it was going to go.
Yeah. And they're like, it's going to be huge. It's going to be #1 at the box office.
Huge.
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 Okay.
Unbelievable. Huge.
And now it's the complete opposite. It's going to home video, okay, for rental. Okay, 3 weeks after it came out, it's the worst movie. Madam Web was the worst movie, and Borderlands said, "Hold my beer, we got this." Okay. It reminds me of the couple years ago when like one company in the video game industry did something really shitty, like the cube crawls, and then someone else came out with something shittier than that just like 2 weeks later, and they were all just battling out who could be the shittiest company for that year. That's what Borderlands just did with movies. They're like, Madam Web, hold my beer, we got you. Okay. Borderlands 4 teaser trailer contains a bunch of secret stars. Did you watch the trailer?
It did.
Okay.
I don't know about a bunch of secrets.
Well, there's a bunch of things. People saw Handsome Jack in there. There's a bunch of other things that they had inside there. The question is, are you
45-second teaser and let's see the hundreds of secrets. Go ahead.
Well, they said there's a lot of secrets in there, Easter eggs and whatnot. My thing is, Sarge, the trailer shows a planet coming in, okay, like warping in, and then cutting open the universe or whatever the planet
because there was a shield protecting that planet. That's what that was.
Correct. All right. So what do you get? What do you get from seeing the trailer and Randy Pitchford saying we've been working on this for quite a long time? It's the biggest thing we've ever worked on. What type of game do you think Borderlands is going to be?
I'm terrified. I'll be honest with you, because when I look back at the whole series, I'm thinking, what do they have to do in order to get people to come back to Borderlands after the bruised eye you got from the movie and the bruised storyline you got from 3, right? And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, I talked this about you a little while ago, and I said, do you think they have writers that can come out with a better villain than Handsome Jack? And you told me immediately they are 1,000% bringing back Handsome Jack, and I'm like, that seems like such a cop out to me that you think that's the only way you can save the series is to bring back Handsome Jack.
What did the MCU do just a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, new universe type of thing. I got it.
No. Who did they bring back to save Marvel?
Yeah. Robert Downey. I got it.
That's right.
I got it.
Handsome Jack is the exact same thing. It's the Robert Downey Jr. moment to bring this back into.
So you think they're going to bring Handsome Jack's got to come back? He's got to come back.
Ever since Borderlands 2, the franchise has gone down. From the pre-sequel to Borderlands 3 to the Telltale games to Tiny Tina's Wonderland, everything has been. And then it's the finale of the movie, which of the crashes of the movie, right? 1,000% they're bringing Handsome Jack.
Just because of the tattoo on the guy's face doesn't mean it's going to be Handsome.
Now,
I mean, he's dead.
Well,
dead.
Or is he? Somehow the Emperor has returned. Okay, that's exactly it. And you know what? 1,000%, if that line is not inside Borderlands, where they go, somehow Handsome Jack has returned, okay, as a mark towards Star Wars, okay, I will be very disappointed in that, because that's the humor that's inside Borderlands, right? And maybe Handsome Jack is not the villain. Maybe you think he's the villain, and then you could play him as an actual character. Now, you can play him as a character in the pre-sequel, right? Or no, is that Borderlands 3? Which one is it?
That was a doppelganger.
It's a doppelganger, whatever. But maybe you could play as Handsome Jack now, the actual Handsome Jack.
But it's mirror duplicate because he's looking into the mirror, right? That's why the thing would be the wrong way, according to what the fans are saying. Like, I get it. I'm just saying that isn't it possible that they have writers again and somebody wants to write something kind of cool,
maybe, and
not bring back Handsome Jack? That's your way out, is to bring back the guy. Like, it was perfect the way it was. The game is what it is, and it ended the way it ended, and it was good. It was a good game, good story all around. Some people might not have liked it, but what it did was it brought a bunch of people over to the Borderlands wanting to buy a Borderlands game. And then when 3 came out, or the pre-sequel came out, it didn't do as well.
Right.
And then 3 came out and it didn't do as well. Yes, they sold a lot. I'm not saying they didn't sell, but it didn't sell. Like Tiny Tina came out. It sold decent. It didn't sell like a lot like Borderlands 2 did. So now you have this gap and the movie crashes you and you get a black eye. And so now you're going to come out with 4. Now you're talking about game style. That's what terrifies me, right? What do you possibly think they're going to do? Like, because the template, I think, is old, right? The template for what the game is currently now is old, right? So do you think you're going to just do the same template of the game again and get it to work again? Like you're trying to find lightning in a bottle twice, right? After 3 mediocre games in a row,
Right.
3 mediocre games in a row and a bad movie, and you think the same template's going to work. So now, if you have to change the template, what is it? What is Borderlands if you change the template?
I think they're going to go live service. I think they're going to go. I don't know if it's a multiverse. I don't know. It's a universe, Borderlands universe, where you're going from planet. Like Lono said this on a stream a couple weeks ago. He's like, I can see it going where your Vault Hunter is going to different planets, and each expansion's like a different thing, and they just keep adding to it.
We've wanted that forever.
Sure. Well, maybe they listened, and maybe that's what they're doing, right? I don't see, because of Take-Two. Take-Two wants all their games to be live service, right? So I don't know if Borderlands comes out and it has that single player like they did with co-op single player, and then after they do like a Grand Theft Auto type thing where there's Grand Theft Auto and then there's online. Right? Do they make a Borderlands single player campaign, and then do they add a Borderlands online to it, where it's a constant world like a Destiny was? Okay, where you there's hundreds of people in a tower type of in a sanctuary type of place, and then you go on missions and stuff like that. Do they make it like that? Because here's the next thing. It just came back to me. Talk about Concord earlier. 8 years of development time. Okay, and that's just a PvP game. They've been working on this game, supposedly, since the end of Borderlands 3, which came out in 2019, right? Well, after 2019, there's been 2 years of everyone locked down, right? Yep. So even if they've been working on this game since 2019, there's 2 years in there that they got delayed anywhere between 10 months and 24 months, okay? So in reality, let's say they've worked on this game fully for 3 full years. It takes 3 to 5 years to make a video game, okay? That's and now longer, right? Usually they say 5 to 7 now. Okay, I think this game comes out. They said it's coming out in 2025,
but not when.
It could be the last day, December 31st of 2025,
and then a delay.
Even then, if it comes out and it's not delayed, it comes out. I believe it's a live service game. I believe that no matter what it is, it comes out. They give it to you what it is, and then they fix it over time, because there's no way that this game is finished. Where even if they worked on it since 2019, there's that 2-year gap, and everybody that's been in that 2-year gap, if they started, if they were halfway through, or they were on the very end tail of it, everyone's been pushed back 2 years.
There's no way that they haven't.
Correct.
Everybody else had a problem.
Correct. So I feel that this game won't be finished when it comes out, hence why we watch the, don't pre-order type of parody type of thing. I think the game comes out and it's not a complete game, because I do believe it's going to be a live service. I don't believe it's going to be a standard Borderlands 1 and 2 type of thing.
Listen, I'll say this. The reason why we're playing Borderlands 2 right now, and we talked about it already, is the fact that I just wanted some positive vibes off of an IP that I really used to love, right? And the movie just did it in, and there was so much negativity around the movie. And we have been having a good time, like, because I haven't played Borderlands in so long that it doesn't bother me to jump back in and play it again, because I haven't played 3 mediocre games and watched a horrible movie, right? So it's like I'm trying to I'm not going to relive every moment, but I'm reliving the moment I played when I played it, right? And it's fun, it's humorous, it's fun, and you're hanging out with your friends and you're playing, right? That's what it's supposed to be about. But you think on the back burner, any moment it could be like a Last Descendant type of game?
The first Descendant. The first Descendant?
Sorry, the first Descendant, like we have the maps are there.
So you think Borderlands is going free to play?
I don't know if it's going to go free to play.
I don't think it goes free to play.
But imagine, well, let's put the icing on the cake, right? So it's Borderlands 4, and I get to be any Vault Hunter.
Correct. You could be any Vault Hunter from all the games.
From all the games,
yeah.
Any of them, right?
Yeah.
Or create my own.
Create your own, yeah.
Right?
So two things. David Langer says the game is supposed to be out next year, and it didn't even have any gameplay. Huge red flag. 1,000%.
1,000%.
Right. 1,000%.
1,000.
Right. Usually, if they just show a title or a cinematic cutscene, right, Fable, 4 years ago, showed us a cinematic cutscene. Is Fable out yet? Right? What else showed us a cinematic cutscene? Oh, wait. Anthem showed us a cinematic cutscene, and it showed us gameplay. And they didn't even know what the game was at that moment, right? There's a huge red flag where they said they've been working on this game since after Borderlands 3, but yet they didn't show any gameplay. All they do is one frame of gameplay to be like, oh, yeah, it's a... They didn't show any of it. Now, maybe at the Video Game Awards show, they show something and gives... But I have my doubts because they're not showing it, right? Now, Nate says, question, with all this technology, why is it taking longer to make games? I think, and again, this is just my guess, I think the reason it's taking longer is, one, the technology is usually with Unreal Engine 5 right now, the way they can make games easier and faster and whatnot. But there's no substance to a lot of those games, right, that are using the Unreal Engine 5. There's a lot of problems with Unreal Engine 5 as well, okay? But I think the majority of it is that these games are so big, even with the technology, right? Even if they can work faster, it used to take 1 to 2 years to make a video game back in the day. Then it went to 3 to 5 years. Technology got better, but then it took 3 to 5 years. Now they're saying it takes 5 to 7 years to make a video game. Okay, so I think that's what it is. They're just so big. The technology is getting better, but they're also doing more with it. So I'm going to assume that that's why it takes them just as long.
I mean, we'll see what them shoot their shot, but I guarantee you. Well, let's put it this way: do you believe that game's coming out anywhere near Grand Theft Auto?
Well, that's what Krebsy's saying. Krebsy says it's a little strange, kind of odd that Take-Two has GTA 6 and Borderlands 4 slated for the same year.
Seems a little strange.
Now, from a business standpoint, I don't know if you release them in the same year, because then the year after, what's your answer for those games to answer? Because you're year over year. Look at what WB did. They had Hogwarts that was shooting up like this, and then fiscal year, the 1 year later, they had Suicide Squad, and they're down like year over year. We lost $200 million. So you're going to put Grand Theft Auto 6, which is the game of a decade, okay? And you're going to put GTA 6, and you're going to put Borderlands 4 in the same year. And then what happens in 2026? They'll be like, well, we have to let people go because we just didn't make the money that we made the year before because we had Grand Theft Auto 6 and Borderlands 4. And then 2026, they're like, we had to let everyone go just because we couldn't afford everybody, right? Like, that's what's going to happen. You have to spread them out, right? So one of those games is getting delayed. Which one is it? If they're both coming out and slated in 2025, which one's getting delayed, Sarge? GTA 6 or Borderlands 4?
I mean, if you're throwing a shrimp on the Barbie, I think they would push back GTA 6 and let Borderlands just come flopping out.
You think so?
Fix it along the way. Well, if you're saying it's a live service, flop it on out and then fix it along the way.
That's right? A good theory. It's a good theory,
right? You would not flop out GTA 6, right? Listen, if you want GTA 6 to be the next GTA 5, right? And we talked about this a few weeks back. My whole thing is, GTA 5 makes so much money, right? So much money.
It's literally the mint.
It just prints money.
Yeah, it just prints
money.
Money.
So how do you get all those people, right? You think the transition is going to be great? They're going to just all transfer over to GTA 6 and just keep paying the same amount for the shark cards? We're going to start all over again? Like, I said this before and I'll say it again, right? And I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me, and that's okay, right? But I as far as the game goes, the game in all encompassing, I believe that GTA 5 is the pinnacle of the game. I don't think 6 is going to do the same numbers as 5 did, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
It's my opinion. I understand the hoopla. I understand all the stuff they're trying to talk up for it. How all this amazing stuff's going to happen. Like the map's 3 times as big. It's going to be GTA world. I get it. I said, but with all the games coming out, with all the live services coming out, right? All these other games that are buying for your time, right? I don't think that GTA 6 is going to hold on to as many people as GTA 5 did. That's all I'm saying, because the market's different now. A lot of live service out there now. That's it.
So my question to chat, do you think that the next Borderlands game is going to be standard Borderlands co-op, single player co-op, or do you guys think it's going to be a games of service? Let me know in chat. Do you guys think, and then those of you that are watching the show after the fact, do you think, put it in the comment section down below. Do you think Borderlands 4 is going to be just a standard Borderlands like 1 and 2, or do you think it's going to be games of service? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in chat. Okay. Going from what we just talked about, Sarge, to the next story is I haven't read this, so we're going to read it on here. It's analysts predict, big things for the gaming industry in 2025. We're talking about Grand Theft Auto 6. We're talking about maybe the Switch 2. We're talking about Borderlands 4, right? So it says the industry experts predict that GTA 6 and Switch 2 will boost gaming in 2025, leading to growth for consumers and workers. Okay. Reports suggest that 2025 will bring in a rebound after years of losses. And analysts also anticipate major success for GTA 6 and the next Nintendo console in 2025, hitting a positive future. So you're saying that they would just flop out Borderlands 4 and delay Grand Theft Auto 6. Now the analysts are predicting that Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out and it's going to change the industry. Like it's going to bring back people that are being laid off, and the workers are going to come back because of this game.
Well, you say that. But let's remember what happened to Rockstar the last 5 years. They canceled every other game they were making.
Right.
They canceled every game they were making, and they just had guys working on GTA 5. Now, I don't know about you, but if you're going to be the one-trick pony, I understand you got Jesus on your side now. You guys think you got Jesus on our side. We're going to just release the Jesus game. But at the same time, you're paying all those developers to make content for GTA 5? Is that how it works? How are you paying for everybody? They didn't fire anybody? I'm curious. They fired nobody.
No, they Take-Two let go of people. We don't know with Rockstar specifically.
I'm pretty sure.
Everyone's let go of people.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So all I'm saying is there are no other games. Right? After Red Dead 2 came out, there was no online for Red Dead 2 because they couldn't do what GTA 5 did inside Red Dead 2. It's not the same. Not the same. So everything now is GTA 5. Everything.
GTA 6.
I mean, no. Everything's GTA 5. Everything that they're doing now is for GTA 5.
Yeah, I got you.
So when GTA 6 comes out, someone's got to work. Somebody's got to work this. Right?
I think if GTA 6, first of all, we're closing in. Rockstar usually, we're closing in October. Okay. Usually they announce 6 months ahead of time. They'll show you
something.
They showed a trailer last year. We're closing in on a year to that, right? Around October time, they show another trailer. Okay. I'm sure we'll hear rumblings and stuff going on. They'll show it in like late September, October, and then it'll probably come out in March or April, maybe May, I think, next year, right? Because we're in that time frame. They need 6 months. They need 6 months to show it, get people to be like, "Oh!" like powering up like Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
Yeah, I think they want the holiday. I think they want the holiday people. I think Grand Theft Auto wants the holiday people. They want to make sure. They want to make sure.
I'm going to make a prediction here. I could be wrong. The prediction, right? Here we go. Prediction. The prediction is we see a trailer. One of those trailers, the girl talks and tells you what Red Dead was and what Grand Theft Auto was. That happens in October. Okay. We get a launch day in April. Okay. And then it will not take 1 year to get it on PC. It will come out with PC holiday season next year in 2025.
Which will?
GTA 6.
You think GTA 6 is coming out in the spring and going to be on PC next fall?
Yeah, they did that every year. They still haven't put Red Dead on PC. It took them 1 year to put it out on, or 18 months, I believe, to put it on PC for Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah, I think they shortened that gap. I think they release it in the spring, let it bake through the summer. People are going to love it. They would launch online over the summer. Kids are out of school. They launch it, give enough people time to play the actual game in the spring. Summertime comes, they relaunch the online version of Grand Theft Auto 6, and then they bring it to PC holiday season next year. They shorten that year span, and they shrink it so they can get the biggest swath. Roadkill says no way. We'll see. My prediction. That's my prediction. It's not your prediction. It's my prediction. Right?
I don't know, man. Like I'm excited to play GTA 6 because I just love the whole world, the story about it. Like I wasn't really big into the online thing. Like if I had a crew to play it on a regular basis, I would play a lot more. But once again, we're still talking about time. We're still talking about the same factors. Free time to play the games you want to play. And you know that game's going to be sucking up hours, right? Before there's even an online version, GTA 6 comes out, you are talking about a swath of people that are going to bury their head into the sand, right? if it's a big game, it's going to probably take a couple weeks, maybe a month for some people.
Right. I didn't mean to say, Scotty, that it's not on PC. I meant to say that it took a while to come on PC. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. Yeah, because they don't usually put games day and date on console and PC. Yeah. So that's my prediction. Let's see. Solomon says, I'll even go as far as saying that games as service has made gaming as a whole worst all around is objective fact. I think it all depends on what it is, right? I think if it's a game, look, varies for everybody, right? I've said this. Transformers Reactivated is supposed to come out. It's supposed to be like the first Descendant. That's a games of service, right? I might shit on a games of service game, but all of a sudden, if a game comes along that I like the IP, right? Like, I'm interested in First Descendant. I like the First Descendant. But now you give it the IP that I like, then all of a sudden, if I like the IP and I can play the IP longer, then it's better for me or the people that like it, right? So I agree to a certain point that games of service games are like that, but at the same time, when you come across that games of service game that you like, and that's how MMOs were back in the day, right? Like, MMOs are bad, but if it's an MMO that came out that you like the IP, if it was Lord of the Rings, if it was, Star Wars, then people are like, oh, dude, this is good. So I feel it's the same way with games of service as it is with MMOs back in the day. Noob Tech says Fortnite provided live service can work, and the problem is it takes a lot of manpower to make Fortnite caliber game. Sure, absolutely. But at the same time, companies don't care how many. Let me get my example here. Hold on a second.
No one likes this example.
Tissue box company.
Yep.
I'm corporate. Here's developer. Hey, you want to make a live service game? I hate live service games. All right. Hey, I want to make a live service game. Oh yeah, I don't want to like it. I'm tired. I don't want to make it. Oh shit, we're out of. There it is. We got another person. It was late. He was late. Okay.
Out of developers.
Right. So that's what happens. The corporate office doesn't give a shit about the developers. They don't give a shit about the consumers. They don't care about games of service. Brings in a shit ton of money. No, not a shit ton. Ass ton, ass load. What's bigger, a shit ton, ass ton?
We had this debate before.
I forget. It's a ton of asses and lots of shit. Okay, that brings in a lot of money for these corporations, and they don't care who they burn out, who they double cross or hate, and people swindle. They don't care. There was cube crawls happening in Activision. Cube crawls. They're bringing in billions of dollars. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Shit ton is more. Okay. Ass ton. I think ass would be heavier than shit, but I don't know.
I think the word ton is in it. So I think
fuck ton could be fuck ton.
Fuck ton, right? Ass load. There's maybe it's ass load, shit ton, and then fuck ton.
Well, Melrose says I've always liked boatload of money. Yeah, but
that's low.
That's
low.
That's kindergarten talk there.
Well, boatload is definitely lower than ass load. It's just objectively. That's just a.
Let us know in the comment section down below. Which one is it? Is it fuck ton, ass ton, shit ton? Yeah. In what order is it? Yeah. If you answer this question, you've made it pretty far along in the podcast. Okay. Going from that, Sarge, we got what else do we got? Oh, let's laugh a little bit, shall we? Let's laugh. I laughed when I heard this. Okay. So the Acolyte. Okay, the Acolyte. Those of you that don't know what the Acolyte is, it was a TV show on Disney Plus, the #1 show on Disney Plus this year from Star Wars. Oh wait, it was the only Disney Plus live action Star Wars show this year, but it was the lowest rated show. Okay, it was the lowest rated show for the Acolyte out of all Star Wars shows. Okay, it started with Mando, and it ended up with Acolyte, and every show they came out with got lower and lower and lower and lower, and everyone was like, the Acolyte is brilliant, it's so good, you Star Wars haters just hate it, you're sexist, you're racist, you don't know good stuff when you see it. Apparently Disney themselves is sexist and racist because they pulled that shit down so fast, Sarge, okay, that they're literally trying to wipe it clean off of the internet. Okay, they've got rid of, they've taken down. There's no results found on the Acolyte's products. If you go to the Disney store and type in The Acolyte, you will find nothing. No t-shirts, no cups, no mugs, no toys, everything. They are scrubbing this thing like it didn't exist. Okay?
So they're going to give all the clothes to the third world nations of Africa, like
That's
we do
right.
the losers of the Super Bowl.
That's right. I made a comment. Paul Tassi wrote a thing and said, I can't believe they're doing this. I said, don't worry, Paul. I said, they'll take all this merchandise and give it to a third world country with the Super Bowl losers and the Acolyte shirts. Okay? So somewhere, Sarge, think about this. There's little boys and girls playing soccer in a third world country wearing like, the 10-time winners of Super Bowl Patriots. Okay.
Yeah,
right. Like all the losers, they think they win, and they're running around with Star Wars Acolyte shirts running around. They think it's the greatest thing in the world. But the Acolyte, obviously, and people are pissed. Now they're signing a petition, Sarge. A petition.
Ooh, a petition.
The people that supported this show and told that it was the greatest show ever, they're signing a petition because they want Disney to bring it back. Don't listen to the people that are actually buying the actual goods, right? They don't make toys. No one's buying the toys. Okay? I could take you to any toy store.
I don't know about you, but I was told not to watch the show.
I was also told not to watch the show.
I was told by many people, don't watch it. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I mean, even the lead actress made a rap song about the discourse. Yeah,
I'm a white sexist racist. That's why. I was told not to watch it. I'm like, okay, I won't watch it.
So now, does this give you just a little glimmer of hope, Sarge, or are you standing strong because Disney is wiping it clean? They did this with Willow. They wiped Willow off of Disney Plus. You can't watch the series that was out last year. They completely took it off of Disney Plus. So do you think this is good, bad, or do you think they're kind of playing coy here where they're getting rid of this, okay? But do you think going forward now that are they turning the ship finally, or are they still heading towards that iceberg? Do you think they're finally turning the ship?
No, full speed towards the iceberg, because if you didn't watch the last couple interviews with Kathleen Kennedy, she said in the interview, I'm not retiring until I get a hit.
Well, she got a hit. This is a hit. This is the worst thing they've ever created. That's a hit.
No, it's not a hit. She's like, she will not step down. She will not step down until she gets a hit. That's like her ego basically is stopping her from stepping down. That's what it is.
Dustin says they're turning the ship.
Yeah, into another iceberg. I don't know what you're talking about, Dustin.
They're turning their ship into another ship is what they're doing.
Like the list of grievances I have with Disney, same thing. The list of grievances I have with Disney, I can't even speak into this microphone to you guys because the amount of stuff that I know that they do puts them on a blacklist for me until the end of time. So these are like sprinkles on an ice cream cone. Like, this is nothing compared to the other stuff that Disney has done. Like, to me, the downfall of the whole IP, my entire childhood has been destroyed by the rat. I'm like, how hard is it? How hard is it to make a story about sci-fi and all the morals and the stories lying within the Star Wars universe to share with people, and you had to turn it into this whole DEI like narrative. Like,
right.
You think that other people weren't involved, so you had to make it for women, by women, to women. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Your entire IP would not have existed if not for me or people like me. I don't understand what you're talking about. I have shirts and toys and comics and all kinds of stuff. And you think that you got a chance to make the show out of thin air? No. Cultivated over years that first of all, that it lets the story still exist to this day.
Right.
And you go ahead and pluck the apple from the tree and decide to shove it up your ass instead of trying to make anything out of it. You can make juice out of it. You can make a pie out of it. You can do anything you want. You can take a bite out of it. No, up your ass is what you decided to do with this apple. Like, why? Why would you destroy an IP like this? Why?
It's a good analogy. They just shove the apple up your ass.
Disney's apple. Right up the rectum. Ridiculous, man. Right? And only they can fall upward. Right? Failed movie, promoted. Failed show, promoted. Double failed show, promoted again. Failed movie, promoted again. It's like all I keep hearing is the Battlefield Friends guy. Like, that's all I hear. If it's a Disney failed movie, I know someone's promoted. That's all. It happens every time. It makes no fucking sense.
A little glimmer of hope. Okay, people liked Andor. Andor didn't do very well because it basically got the same treatment as The Last Jedi. Right, The Last Jedi came out and Solo like got the brunt force of it because people hated The Last Jedi so much they just thought, fuck it, we're not watching Solo. What's happening right now with Andor was a really good show. People tell me I haven't watched it because I had to watch the shit of Beta Fett and Obi Blunder Kenobi. Okay, like those shows just like murdered it for me. I was like, there's no fucking way I'm supporting Andor, right? But Andor is supposed to be a really good show. Now Andor season 2 is coming out, so now they've canceled Acolyte. They get rid of it. They scrub it off the web. Okay, Andor 2 season 2 comes out. Maybe it gets some good reviews and people are like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go watch season 1. Maybe that turns it around. They get more viewership and whatnot. Then there's the new one coming out called Skeleton Crew. Have you seen the trailer for Skeleton Crew, Sarge?
Oh, well, it was canceled.
No, Skeleton Crew's not canceled. It's coming out. And it looks like it's an original thing. It has nothing to do with anybody that I know. It's just, it almost looks like, for a brief moment for the trailer I saw, it actually looked decent. It looks like Goonies in Star Wars. Okay, that's the best way I can tell you. Right? What's the movie with
Star Wars?
Yeah, it's 4 kids. They find a spaceship, and the spaceship they
Explorers, like the old movie Explorers.
Yes, it reminds me of Explorers mixed with the Goonies.
Where they sit in the haunted mansion chair and turn into a spaceship.
Yes. It almost has the feeling of that, right? So I look at this and go, hey, it's interesting. Maybe it could be different, right? And I'm okay about telling different stories within the Star Wars universe instead of dangling the keys going, like, if the kids meet, like, Luke Skywalker, I'd be like, oh, fucking A. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's just telling a separate story, I'm okay. So what I'm saying here is Andor season 2 comes out, Skeleton Crew comes out, they get good beats, right? And then the movie comes out, the Mando and Grogu Adventures of Mando and Grogu comes out in 2026. They could potentially be turning the ship around, right? And then Kathleen Kennedy's like, I'll see you later, because Mando is that, I think, that send-off. I think the Mando and Grogu movie will be that send-off for her.
But how is it you cannot look at this and not know that they systematically destroyed every male character that we grew up with in the Star Wars universe? Every single male character they destroyed. For what purpose would you do that? What purpose would you need to do that you would have to destroy every male role model or hero character in this area to replace them with more crap that no one cares about, right? You have to be some kind of twisted individual that you're trying to erase a culture in order to start another one because you don't have the balls to write a story from scratch with the narrative that you want with characters that you created.
I think that's what they're doing with Skeleton Crew, though.
You take ours and destroy them.
But that's what I'm saying with Skeleton Crew. I think there's an all original.
I'll tell you what. You send me the names of the writers of the show, and we'll talk.
Yeah, I haven't looked that up yet, but I have an open minded because the trailer I saw, it just looks like Explorers. When we were kids and we watched that, it's a fun movie, right? It was a fun little thing. Yeah, this is a TV series, so. I think my son would love this, right? I think this would be, he loves Star Wars right now. He's loving Star Wars. Hasn't seen 7, 8, and 9 yet, but he's loving 1 through 6. And he likes the video games and whatnot. I think Skeleton Crew would be his Goonies or would be his Explorers type of stuff.
Possible.
And as long as they don't dangle the keys in that show, if Skeleton Crew, I haven't looked it up. I don't know when the time, chat, let me know. Where's the time frame? Like where does it take place, right? As long as they don't show anybody that we've seen from any of the other movies, and they're just telling an original story with these characters within this universe, I think we could have something here. I really do. I really think we could have something here as long as they don't go, hey, you see that? That's Chewbacca. Oh my God, Chewbacca's in the thing, right? Oh, look, that's the Emperor. Like, if they do stuff like that, or Mando walks across the screen, I don't want that. If you tell a real story, original characters, original story, you're not shitting on anybody or bringing them in. Hey, look, that's the guy that said the line in episode 1 that said we haven't seen the Sith in 1,000 years. Let's fuck him up, right? Like, if they do anything like that, then that's stupid. But if they do original content, I think that's phenomenal. If they can actually do it, right? Andor is original.
You don't think the Star Wars universe is big enough where they can write stories about people that we don't know yet? Like how big the universe is. I got a poster someplace of the entire galaxy of Star Wars with planets listed on them, with all the kinds of people that lives on the planet. Like, how many different stories can you make inside that kind of universe? And they keep going for the same shit all the time because they're scared. They're scared that if they don't put in a member berry,
Yes.
they're scared that it won't succeed. But that's not how you come up with a show like Star Wars. The whole point that the goddamn thing exists is because Lucas and all his band of merry wackadoos in the back years of the 70s decided they're going to put their balls in a bag and fling them out into the wild, man. It was all guesswork, right? He had an idea and wanted to come up with something. These guys don't take a chance on anything. Zero. They want it to be a guaranteed hit out of the box. So it's just check mark after check mark after check mark. And that's not how even Star Wars got started, man.
Right.
If you're not willing to actually challenge yourself or write a good story or come up with some characters that are meaningful and have some basis in reality that people could actually attach themselves on, all right, and relate to, they constant can't relate to any of these characters. Like, what are you talking? Every time you watch, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Right? You don't care about them. They live or die.
Stealth,
it doesn't matter to you.
Stealth says 5 years after Return of the Jedi, but then Dave Langer says that the new series was reported to be set during the High Republic era. So which one is it? Is it the High Republic era? Or when is the High Republic era? That's the new stuff that they wrote, right? Is that after Return of the Jedi?
Like for instance, like you couldn't make Knights of the Republic into a movie, really? Like you couldn't do that, right?
Right. I just
all the stories that exist, all the books and comics, and that I don't even want to say her name. She said there's no information for us to go off of.
Yeah, there's no books. There's no books.
There's no. She said out loud during a convention that there's nothing we can go off of, so we have to make up our own. I'm like, you piece of shit.
So I'm okay if they do Easter eggs, like, hey, there's a ship in the background. Oh, yeah, that's what it. But if they introduce a character and the kids interact with that character, a Mando, a Boba Fett, a Yoda, any other, I would be like, oh, come on, bro. We don't need that.
There's a whole planet. There's a whole planet of Mandalorians. You could pick anybody you want.
Oh, the High Republic's before. So which one is it? Is it 2 to 500 years before? Is the Skeleton Crew set 2 to 500 years before, or is it set 5 years after Return of the Jedi? Which one is it? 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Okay. So we're definitely seeing Mando.
So here come the member berries.
We're definitely seeing the Mando, and we'll definitely see like a Han Solo. Or, thanks, kids.
Right. So once again, if you're gonna do a show 5 years after Return of the Jedi, pick up the phone. By the way, this is what an old phone used to look like. Pick up the phone. You call Timothy Zahn.
Now it's just this, Sarge.
You say, hey, Timothy Zahn. Hey, buddy, listen. We flushed Star Wars completely down the toilet, man. Yeah. I know. So what we were thinking of is we read all your books and we want to do the Heir to the Empire series, and we think that could bring back Star Wars from the brink of destruction. What do you say? You think maybe you can come in on that? And that would save Star Wars. Just that series of books would restart Star Wars in a second. Just him, not counting the other authors of the entire run that have been working on Star Wars books since then. Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire series made into a movie. Done. You can erase everything up to that point. Don't worry about Skeleton Crew.
Oh, God.
Heir to the Empire.
Brain says, and we'll see the Vespa crew. If I see those goddamn Vespas in that show, I'm done. I'm never going to watch it again.
Like if you, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, right? I'm a visual guy. I like to read. Sci-fi novels were my big thing back when I was younger, and I read certain things now, but I like sci-fi the best because I just happen to like it, right? If you read the Timothy Zahn series, Heir to the Empire, if you read it, I'm sorry, not book on tape, read it, right? As you're reading the story, you can see the movie. That's how he describes it. That's how it is. He knows all the characters. He knows everything about the universe. He doesn't make up crazy shit like lightsabers going through somebody's ear and all he was doing was cleaning out the wax in his ear and they're fine. Like he knows what all the stuff does in the Star Wars universe. That series will single-handedly save Star Wars. It would be the new trilogy for a new generation of kids, and it has its own list of characters, heroes, and you can sprinkle in some member berries.
Yeah.
If they wanted to take out some of the characters in there and put some new ones in its place and not use those guys, you could. Interchangeable.
Yeah, I hope that, again, them scrubbing the Acolyte, and then with the Bad Batch. I don't know if you've seen the Bad Batch, Sarge. I've watched 2 seasons, 2.5 seasons.
I watched the first couple episodes.
Yeah,
it was decent.
The clone shows, the animated shows are good, right? But the live action stuff has been hit or miss, mostly miss, since they started on Disney Plus. All right, so from that, I want to talk about let's talk about Gamescom a little bit here. Gamescom had a lot of stuff. Sarge. I'll just go down a list, and you let me know if you want to talk about one of these. All right. We got Dragon Ball Sparking Zero gets a new trailer. We saw that gameplay. I've said it. I'm not a big Dragon Ball fan, but the game looks phenomenal. It's like a wet dream. You're playing like the cartoon.
In the cartoon.
Yeah, you're playing the cartoon. Right. We got what is this? We got King of Meat is a new co-op combat game where you have 4 players endure goofy-ish design dungeons. Okay. We got what's it called? Spark, Banner of Spark. We got Lost Records, Bloom, and Rage. Okay. No More Room in Hell 2. Okay. We got Arc Raiders out next year. Arc Raiders, they've changed it up a bit. Embark Studios, it's another upcoming free-to-play shooter, right?
Yep.
So, again,
it better come out early.
Free-to-play.
It better come out early in the year, because the back end of next year is going to be pretty packed.
Yeah, so free-to-play for that. We got Infinity Nikki. Gets a trailer. We got Path of Exile 2. We got open early access.
That game is gonna swallow Diablo whole.
Well, this is why they're coming out with a new DLC for Diablo, right?
Of course.
But here's the thing: Path of Exile 2, free to play. Okay, free to play, or pay $140 for Diablo, right? Because you have to get the standard game now and then the DLC or whatever the hell it is. Maybe it's both. Right. It's $80. I don't know. Or you can get it on Game Pass. But Path of Exile 2. They have a release date for November for the open beta, and then sometime next year is when the game launches. We got Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines 2 coming out. I'm excited about it. We'll see if it runs and it has co-op when it comes out. Dune Awakening.
If co-op is out, and if the co-op is working and stable, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, Dune Awakening gets its first gameplay trailer. They showed more of it. Okay, again, it seems interesting, but I'll give it a shot when it comes out. So they showed more gameplay. We'll probably cover that more next week.
Dune Awakening, you're gonna have, like I said it once and I'll say it again. There's gonna be a diehard group of people who like survival games, but that game will not have any legs. That game will not have legs. It will have a small community, because number one, you have to understand Dune to begin with, right? To want to play that kind of game and then want to stay inside that game. What's the hook?
I think it will have a community, but I think it will have a niche community. I think it'll be like a Conan. It'll be like the same guys made it, so I think it will be like a Conan, where the Conan will be around. It's been around for years, but I think it'll be received well, and I think they'll support it over the years. I don't know if it has legs though for like massive amount of people playing it.
No, I don't think it has the legs. I'll be honest. There was one game that was out. I can't remember the name of it, but it was one where you can make up your own RPG. I thought that was interesting.
You're talking about the little dungeon, where you make your own dungeon, and you're like your developers. You have your developer.
It's not that your own dungeon. Like, you can make up your own game for everything, like the whole game from scratch. Like, you can make up your own game. Like I thought it was interesting.
I think it's make a dungeon. I think that's what it's called, right? Isn't that what that's called, chat?
I'm not sure if it was called Let's Make a Dungeon. Was it called Let's Make a Dungeon? Was that what it was called?
Are you talking about the little 8-bit graphic game, like top down?
It might have been. All I'm saying is that type of game brings into younger people who want to make video games, and if they make a game like that,
it's called Let's Make a Dungeon. I think it's called.
It's a good sign that people want to make games, right? It looked interesting. I like things like that. I like it has development features in a game to teach you how to make a game.
Right. No, it was interesting. I thought it was cool.
They've done it back in the past. Like Travis, that's an old one. Like the old one from the 8-bit days or the 64 days or the dungeon RPG Maker, something like that.
I think it's called Let's Make a Dungeon. I believe it's called Let's Make a Dungeon. And that looked pretty interesting. Even though it's like, like old school, but you could make like your own game within the game. The game itself is making a game. You make the dungeons. You make the developers that make the games within the thing.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't remember what it's called.
It's probably in this list. Genshin Impact is arriving on Xbox November 20th. Another free-to-play game. Okay.
Yep.
Capcom shows off gorgeous new trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds, Sarge. You played a shit ton of Monster Hunter World. Is this interest you in any way, shape, or form? For Wilds?
I don't think it has the staying power for me. I think when I played Monster Hunter World, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the perfect combination of how the game looked, the play style.
It was right after you dropped Destiny.
And the ability to learn moves where it wasn't like press the button to win. Like you actually had to learn the moves of the weapon you were using. And I thought that was a really good game mechanic that you had to learn. You had to actually learn the weapon, right? I thought the boss fights were fun. It was difficult but not tedious. And I thought the progression of the game was done well. I didn't feel like it was sluggish, and I didn't feel like I was being hamstringed the entire time. Everything clicked. It was a strange time when that game came out, but I didn't like the other one. I tried to play that other one. We played it together.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It didn't click. It didn't click for me.
The motion, the graphics, the play style, it just fell off. It just fell off. It was nothing like Monster Hunter World.
I'm actually a little bit excited about it. Not super excited, but I'm interested in Wilds. We have Fatal Fury: City of Wolves coming out on April 24th next year. We have Monument Valley 3. It's like a little puzzle game that's a Netflix Games exclusive. Mecha Breaker. I played the beta for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's actually a really fun mech game. I don't know if you saw the gameplay of it. It's just insanity of fun. Like you're just running around with the big mech, and you're having a good PvP game. Lots of fun. Then we have Civilization 7. What do you think? You were a big Civ guy, right? We used to play that game a shit ton. Are you in any way, shape, or form interested in any of those games coming out like Civ?
But I played 5.
I stopped at 4.
I played 5. I played 6 a little bit. I liked the game. The art style is incredible now, the way it looks. But at the same time, it doesn't have staying power for me anymore because there's not a lot different between 5 and 6 and 7. Like the mechanics of the game in which the turns evolve and what dictates whether or not you're going to win or lose based on your tech level. Like after a while, it's not. I would rather play like a game like BAR, like Beyond All Reason, like a real-time strategy game against like 5 or 8 other people than to play a turn-based game against 5 or 8 other people just because it looks good. Like it doesn't hold me anymore. It's still fun. Sid Meier's stuff is still fun. It's just, it's not it for me anymore. Like I don't know the reason why. What am I buying 7 for that I can't get in 6?
Well, okay, something completely different, not a strategy game. But are you interested in like Planet Coaster 2?
Planet Coaster 2, if I was 10 years younger, yes.
Okay.
But I don't have the time. But it looks fun. Water park and everything else. Any game like that that's done well, City Skylines 2, Planet Coaster 2, they are time sinks. They are take the gummy, put your headphones on, and disappear for a few hours away from everybody and just chill in your own world. That's what those games are for. They're time sinks.
Yeah, I love
no matter how you play those games, they're time sinks.
I love Planet Coaster, but I said it earlier because Travis asked me, am I going to get Planet Coaster 2? And no, because it's so daunting. On like you could literally spend a week on just building like one thing with the details and stuff, but it's an amazing game. So if you've never played Planet Coaster, I suggest getting Planet Coaster 2.
The simulation they have running now for that game, it's a real park. It's not like crazy. It's not like a guy running around. It's like a guy you're trying to impress. There's like a family that walks around. Like there's different.
And you could pick every single person
that walk around.
You could literally. I said this earlier in my stream this morning. I said you could. Someone could start a channel, just like reviewing other people's parks that they create. Okay, in that game.
Oh, there
are people that do that. Yeah,
there originally was.
You could start a brand new channel and just do that. There's so much detail. You would lose your mind on some of these people what they do stuff. Starfield got its vehicle. We talked about it earlier. And Shattered Space is coming out, right? September 30th.
September 30th.
September 30th coming out. I'm excited about it. I'm one of the people that actually like Starfield. Okay. I'm not trying to sell anybody else on Starfield. I really enjoy it. And now that it is Star Wars, it's the greatest Star Wars game that's not Star Wars.
Oh, you're talking about the modders.
Yeah. Starfield's got the new expansion coming out, Shattered Space, and I'm excited to play it because I want to know more about House Varun. I want to know more about that. It's a handcrafted new area, planet, whatever they're doing. So I'm excited about the DLC coming out for Starfield. Marvel Rivals showed 2 new characters. Okay, they showed Captain America and Winter Soldier inside, and I saw some gameplay of it. Cap looks great. Winter Soldier looks kind of weird, but the Rivals are not friends, so there's no team up with it. You can team up Rocket Raccoon with Winter Soldier, and he helps him with unlimited bullets and stuff for a short period of time. They're up to 25 characters right now. 25 characters. They announced when this launches, December 6th or December 9th, I believe it is. And December 6th. What's interesting is somebody said that they saw something down the line saying that they're going to have 39 characters at launch. Now, I said they should have 40 minimum, so they miss it by 1 on my books. But 39, if they have 39 at launch, I'll be pretty happy with that. I am going to play it when it comes out fully and give it a shot, just because it's Marvel, right? And I liked Overwatch when it came out. I like Marvel. This is Overwatch Marvel, so I'm going to give it a. I did the alpha. I enjoyed myself, so we'll play it a little bit when it comes out in December time.
The fact that Rivals is free to play and has that many characters, it almost reminds me of like League of Legends, where you have so many characters to learn that you'll be playing the game long hours because you have to bounce off of different characters to figure out how they play. Right? I'm sure there's different classifications of characters, but that's going to keep a lot of people busy for a lot of hours.
There was a developer, Ask Them Anything, and someone asked about PvE, and Danny Wu said that there's no plans for it, but we're listening about PvE. I'm a little disappointed in that. I wish that Marvel Rivals would do what Overwatch didn't, and they were trying to add PvE. I hope down the line they change their mind and they add some PvE. If it's successful, obviously, they might do it.
Well, what's successful?
I think they're just. I don't know how big the studio is or whatnot. Danny Wu, last time he worked on the game was with Marvel Future Revolution, which was that mobile game that I played, and I thought it was a great mobile game, and I've never played those types of games. It was the longest mobile game I ever played, but I played it on PC, but I would also go on my phone and play it. That was like 2 years ago, and they abandoned it about 1.5 years after it came out because it was popular, but it wasn't super popular, right? And it was free, and they were bringing all the characters in for free. Now with Marvel Rivals, they're doing the same thing. All characters are free. They're never going to charge you for characters. They're just going to charge you for skins. Right? So if enough people play the free-to-play game and get all the characters for free and they're buying skins, then it'll be successful. Then they would put money towards it to maybe put a PvE if it was necessary, right? I think they should do a test. I think they should take one character, do a story, right? Do a story. Do some cutscenes, do some story, do some missions, PvE stuff, test it. And then sell it for $10, $15 and see how many people are interested in playing it. And then if it makes money, then make the next one. But we'll see. This thing right here called Secret Level. Okay, Prime Video announces Secret Level, an original series focusing on indies, new projects, and classic games. They're taking all the cinematic trailers, okay, inspired by World of Warcraft or Halo or whatever else, and they're taking the technology they did with those cinematic trailers, and they're making original content. Okay, original content within this. Be good. I'm excited about this.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm excited about this because who of us, anybody in this, looked at the trailer and go, dude, this needs to be a series, right? We just did it with Broforce, right? Like Broforce earlier in the show, we're like, this should be a series, right? This is what I'm excited about for one of my most excited things that I saw at Gamescom.
Even if they did like short stories,
they are. It's short stories. It's a short story
Yep.
series type of thing. I'm really excited about this. Okay, especially coming from the film background, stuff like that. I'm really excited about it. Towerborn. Towerborn's coming in early access.
This looks interesting too. This reminded me of like Golden Axe back in the day.
Yes.
Except it's an RPG version of Golden Axe.
RPG, side scroller, whatever it is, right? Open world, massive multiplayer co-op. This looked interesting. I watched a trailer earlier or a video earlier today, and then they had a half-hour sit down with the devs afterwards to show more gameplay. I'm actually really excited about this. This is in the preview program for Game Pass, or not for Game Pass. It's in the preview program for Xbox, coming out early next year. It's coming out for Steam first, and then it comes on to Game Pass. It's a free-to-play game, so you don't have to pay for it if you're playing on Steam and whatnot. But if you play on an Xbox, you have to have Game Pass to play the game, if that makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks interesting. Age of Mythology, another game that's sort of like RTS, Age of Empires type of thing.
So many games they showed.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Never played the first one. I downloaded it.
It's a very complicated
but never played
game.
it. Yeah,
very complicated. You have to. There's a lot going on in that game. Let's put it that way. It's not like a first one day you understand what's happening inside that game.
Yeah, it looks interesting. They showed the VR of Batman. VR, no matter what they show you, whatever they show you, you just can't feel what they're trying to tell you, right? Like,
right.
Watching Batman in first person, you're like, all right, it looks okay. But putting the headset on,
but you are Batman.
But you are Batman, right?
Batman.
Right. So just like you played that Star Wars game that we played, right? Where you look down at your belt, you grab the guns off your belt and start shooting. It's a completely different experience.
What was that called?
I forget what it's called. Star Wars.
The vault, the room, the something.
Oh no! You're talking about the Void.
The Void.
No, I'm talking about the game on the actual VR headset, right? You're talking about
the other game.
Oh, the Void was completely fucking mind blowing. They closed that because of COVID, but that was fantastic. Little Nightmares 3 got a trailer. Looks interesting, and then the number one master liar of all time, Peter Molyneux. Okay, the guy who created Fable. Okay. Came out with this game and showed Masters of Albion. Okay, and now there was another article talking about Albion, and yes, it is the same Albion. He says you can't copyright Albion. So this is Albion from Fable in his new game that you're like a god. It's a god sim, right? So it's like this. You can play the game and be each of the characters in your city, or you can just be the hand of God and do a bunch of stuff. I'll be honest, it looked like a mobile game. It really did.
I don't know about mobile game, but it seemed overwhelming for a type of game that he's trying to describe. Like
that's what he's always done, though.
Like the older type of games that they
oversold
did back in the day.
Fable so much.
No, I know, but maybe he's got some kind of thing where he's too specific with everything, and it takes him too long to make a game because everything has to be perfect. Like maybe he's just that kind of guy. But like Populous. And I forget what other games are where the same kind of series where like you're God and you're influencing people. Like that genre of game has been out for a while. It falls off, but it's like the way he described it though, it's like it's too much. Like he was describing the way he was describing is like
the best game ever.
I'm making food for people, and you have the recipes for making food for the NPCs. I'm like, who cares about making food for NPCs? What are we talking about, man?
You could do
what is your game about?
Want. Yeah. He's always done that.
I can do anything I want except have fun with a video game. Like I don't understand what you're talking about, man.
You can make the guys go to the bathroom. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Black and white, same thing. Yep, black and white, same deal.
They had Squid Games, the Unleashed announced on Netflix games, right? I told you guys to watch out for Netflix. I know these are shitty games. Okay, right now. Netflix wasn't in the gaming market, and now they have 80 games in the pipeline. They have 80 games in the pipeline that they're working on. Yes, they're mobile games. Yes, they're shitty games. Okay,
yep.
But they're getting bigger and bigger.
But all you need is one Candy Crush.
That's it, right?
And Netflix is on the map.
So they're making a Squid Game video game. Okay, we got a full release of Arena Breakout. Okay, that's another free to play extraction shooter. Okay. We have Unknown 9 Awakening launches this October. We got Blizzard Entertainment reveals World of Warcraft: The War Within, which came out tonight. The update is tonight. I have a question for you, Sarge. You played World of Warcraft just like I did many years ago.
Yep.
If
Night Elf Rogue.
If it ever came to console, even though you have a PC, if it ever came to console, would you dip your toes back into World of Warcraft?
Came back to.
If it came not back to console, if it came to console, would you ever dip your toe back into it?
I mean, maybe to see how it ran.
Oh,
maybe.
Well, here's a question: have you gone back and played Final Fantasy yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
You want to know why? Too many fucking games. That's why. There's too many games. Too many games. And not enough time. Dave, I want to see if it how it runs. You bring that.
It would run fine.
First, I want to see how they would actually get it to work with a controller.
It would be easy.
Right?
They do it right now. It's on the Switch. It runs nice on the Switch and stuff like that.
I don't know, man. All the macro commands and stuff you had when you were on keyboard and mouse, that's something different, man. Listen, if they're trying to get a mass market of kids to understand and get into WoW the way I think they want to get into WoW, then I'm sure they're working on some kind of streamlined version of how to use a controller in WoW. And
they already have it. They already have it.
Yeah,
they've already worked on it. It's like 2 years old already. They implemented where you could use controller with WoW. They've already done it. And I've made predictions, and I made a video of it. It's coming to console down the road. It'll come to PC console. It'll come to PC Game Pass before it comes to the actual console itself. But people will they will move it. I guarantee you they're going to integrate somewhere down the line Battle.net with Game Pass or Game Pass with Battle.net in some way, shape, or form, I think. Right? Obviously, that's not a rumor. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that's what I think it's going to be. Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred reveals the new trailer ahead of October's release. This is the DLC that comes out. I believe, chat, is it $40? $40 for this DLC? Right? Going up against Path of Exile 2, free to play.
Well,
right?
when it comes out. We'll see when it comes out. When does Path of Exile 2 come out?
Open beta is this end of this year. It comes out. Path of Exile comes out early next year, something like that.
I mean, I won't lie though. I thought the way they promoted the DLC for Diablo 4 is interesting. Like you get to have minions with you.
Yeah,
like
you have like a companion now.
Mercenaries, like mercenaries.
Oh.
So I guess, which I don't understand. Why you would give why would you give helpers now? People are so OP with their character now, they don't need anybody. So what's the point of having that guy? Like that would help out with like somebody who doesn't understand how to play the game. You know what I mean? Like, why would there are people walking around now as like Jesus walking around? Like you can't be killed. So what the hell is a mercenary guy going to help me with? You know,
I don't know if I should dip my toes back into it. I'm not going to pay $40 for the DLC. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll play the campaign, but we'll see. The first Berserker, Kaza is another Souls like game. Yep. It looked good. It looked good though. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, right? I thought it looked good. I know a lot of people want to give it shit.
You got to pronounce it right. The great
circle.
Jerk.
Yeah, the Great Circle. The Great Circle Jerk.
Circle Jerk. Yes.
And then they also they said it's coming out for PlayStation 5 6 months after, sometime in the springtime, for Indiana Jones.
Listen, if Indiana Jones is half as good as the original series of Lara Croft, just done with Indiana Jones, it should do well.
Yeah.
Right? But the game has to have actual Indiana Jones shit, not just for you flicking a whip. Like solving puzzles. Right?
The humor,
escaping death.
The humor. Right? It has to have the humor.
Getting the objects back to the museum in one piece. Like you got to go through the whole thing. Like every couple missions should be like a little miniature movie, right?
Yeah, it's got to have the humor for me. And then this one was surprising. We talked about it last week. Mafia Definitive Edition is on Game Pass, right? Well, then they announced Mafia.
I'm playing it.
Then they just announced Mafia: The Old Country, which is like a prequel to the Mafia games. And I thought this was interesting. I was like, okay, I'm listening.
You may not like it because it's not open world like a GTA, but it's more told of a story of like a movie, and you're in the movie.
Right.
I won't say it's on rails, but you're doing mission after mission. Like you can wander around if you want to, but like it's usually you're just following the story of the person involved.
Sure, it's like it's sort of like L.A. Noire, right? Like the maps were small. You're just going from mission to mission.
But the maps are not small. The whole city's open. But the way the game presents itself is it doesn't allow you to like go wander around because you feel like you have to do the next thing. Like if you ignore what just happened, like the cutscene gives you this detailed thing of what's going on, where you are, where you got to go, and like then they go, and then you're in the world, and like they tell you have to go to this location. Like you don't got to listen. You can go wander around, but it's not like the city's as alive as you think it is, right? You're in the show, go where you have to go. It's not horrible. The gunplay's good. The gunplay's difficult. I don't put the auto aim on, so trying to shoot people is not really easy. Like with the controller, it's like you have to really aim, And if you don't aim in the right spots, you don't kill guys, and you can. Oh, a lot of the times, I ran out of ammo and
Right.
died.
Did you see the? I didn't. It's not in this list because this is day one. But a game that they showed today is Redacted, the one that was like a roguelite where you're like a prison guard in the prison and you're going up against.
That looked like the same graphics from a Borderlands game.
Yeah, like top-down Borderlands type of stuff.
Yeah.
That looked interesting. I thought that was cool. They also have a game called Akimbot, which is a more of like a Ratchet and Clank type of feel game. That looked pretty interesting. Dave Langer was saying there's Date Everything. I skipped it. When I saw Date Everything, I was like, I'm good. I don't even know what that is. I literally just skipped it. I said, I'm good.
I'm not dating anything. You tell me I gotta date everything? No.
Date Everything. I was like, what? Yeah, so I just completely surpassed that. I think that is everything. Oh, there's one more. The first Descendant, right? The first Descendant had an update or season, I guess, is coming out. Okay, and we'll run this in the background while I'll run this in the background while we talk about it. So, the first Descendant is got a new thing coming out. They have a new character, as you can tell. Okay, I think her name is, what is it? Haley. I think her name is Haley.
Haley Cans.
Yeah. So
Haley Cans.
New Descendant called Haley. Haley Skins is what her name is. Okay.
Yeah, Haley.
Or actually, and Haley Skins. There's Skins. Her last name's not Skins. It's just Haley. Okay.
AKA Queen Camel Toe.
They have what they're coming out with on August 29th is they're coming out with a new character. They're coming out with Invasion Dungeons. They got Inversion Reinforcements, and they got Invasion Season Battle Pass and Ultimate Extra Excava, I think it was called. It's like a weapon. Then they have a second update is September 26th, okay, which is a new Intercept Battle Death Stalker, okay, which is a new boss. They have a new Ultimate Weapon, Frost Watcher. They have a new Ultimate Skin and Ultimate Descendant exclusive spawn effects, okay. And then the third update, October 30th, is the Ultimate Freya and Freya exclusive stories. So just like the Bunny story, they have Freya coming in with a story for her. They have Ultimate Freya modification models. They got Haley modification modules. They have new Ultimate modules. They have the highest difficulty of infiltration operations. They added operations into the game as well. And then they have an ETAO vendor. So lots of stuff coming into the game. I think it's very cool the way they're trying to do it, but we'll see how the player base that's still playing the game, how they interact with the new stuff.
Like half the costumes in this game are sold in Lululemon. Like, what do we?
Yeah.
Where do these female characters buy their armor from? Good Lord!
I love the first shot of it. It's just an ass shot, and then there's like a crawling shot of the ass shot.
But at least they're not hiding it. They're not pretending.
No. Yeah.
Right? They're not pretending at all. I respect the fact that you're not pretending at all. Like.
Yeah, I don't know. I played the game.
Taco, am I wrong, man? Those costumes are from Lululemon, man. Come on,
right? Like, I like the game. I'm gonna go back.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Fine with it too.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and play a little bit because what they're doing with like Freya and with Bunny, I don't know these characters, right? But they're telling stories with these characters and backstories of these characters. And again, if they did the exact same thing with like Transformers or Marvel game, then I would love those games because I already know the backstory of those characters. So these are generic characters to me, but as you go deeper in the story and get to know the lore of the characters, I like that. I like knowing stuff like that. So I'm not excited about the DLC and stuff, but I think it's interesting the way they're doing it.
That chick's wearing booty shorts. And come on, man. She's going into combat with booty shorts on.
That's all they have, okay? You got to be free when you're killing things, Sarge. You can't be restricted. Right?
I get it. I get it. You got to be able to move. You got to be able to dodge properly. I got it.
I think it's funny though because they start the whole trailer right here. Right? Hold on. Let me. This is how they start the trailer. They start the trailer with her smacking and wiping her hands off on her ass. Okay, and then when they end it with Freya like crawling on the ground, I believe.
No, I don't personally care. I say it to make fun of it because it's there to be made fun of. But
of course,
how come the groups and the people with the message aren't talking about it like immediately. Are they? Did I miss it? Did I
Yeah,
miss that
it's like this right here.
The objectifying women's group isn't started talking that? Like, I don't know.
What I don't understand is, like, Stellar
Good
Blade
shot.
came out and there was like
Good shot.
articles written left and right about the booty of Stellar Blade.
Right.
The first
right.
Descendant comes out.
No one says a word. Not saying I'm
No
not
one
hearing
really
anything.
wrote a lot of articles or anything about it. Someone brought it up, but that's about it, right?
Well, that just shows you the double standards that people have. It's weird. If there's something wrong with the group or they don't like it, then they start bad mouthing it. But otherwise, if it's done this way, then no one cares. Weird. It's a little
I don't
weird.
know. It's just, I think it's, I don't know. I honestly don't know why one is okay and the other one isn't. We'll throw it to you guys real fast. We'll stay around for a couple more minutes. If you guys have any questions,
No, we got to do update.
I totally
I forgot. Yeah, don't forget about the update.
I totally forgot. It's the update time. Is Pete Parsons still at Bungie? Here he goes. Yeah. Let's see if Pete Parsons still at Bungie. Oh, he is. Yep. Oh, look at that. And he's added a couple new cars.
Yep.
Yeah. He's added a couple new cars this week.
Still at Bungie.
Yeah, he's still at Bungie. He's added a couple new things.
Yeah. Let's just. I think I have a good shot at this. I'm pretty sure it's going to be at least November, if anything at all.
I mean, I was completely wrong. I thought he was going to be gone within a week.
Yeah.
Okay. You said he's not going to be gone until the end of the year. You said he's at least going to be there until the end of the year.
Yep.
So
still at Bungie.
Still at Bungie, and look at that.
Teflon Don. He's still at Bungie.
He got a Vespa this week. He's got the hoverboard. He paid for the hoverboard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really expensive hoverboard. It runs on rainbows and souls.
Yeah, he got the hoverboard and a new golf cart this week. Pete Parson still.
I like the Ferrari golf cart. I like that one.
You just like that? I saw that. I was like, I gotta put that on the.
Yeah, I like the Ferrari golf cart.
I got a surprise next week what we're going to put on it. If he's still there, he might not be there next week. He could be there.
He'll still be there.
Yeah,
we got right, Krebsy. We got to wait at least until the end of the third quarter. Come on.
All right, so Chad, if you have any questions, or you have a question for Sarge, question for me, go ahead and ask it. I'll put it up on screen, or not. If you don't have any questions, we'll end the show.
There was so many games for Gamescom though. Like, I have to go back to the original statement. Like, Steam at one point had too many games. Like, sometimes it's just too many games. Like, what are you supposed to do with all that? Like, what are you actually supposed to do with all those games? Like,
one of my games I was really excited about that I didn't know was coming was Roadcraft, which was the game that is basically SnowRunners, but instead of delivering goods, you're fixing the roads.
Oh, so the game I talked about.
Yeah, you're fixing the roads in basically in SnowRunner. I was like, is this a DLC for SnowRunners where I can pave the roads in the game? No, it's a completely separate game. I think it's a missed opportunity. They could have sold DLC for that game where you pave the roads, and that way you can pave the roads first and then do the missions. But you gotta get that Tesla hoverboard next week. Is there a Tesla hoverboard? Is that real? Is that real?
It's possible.
Tesla hoverboard? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Is that? Oh, that's April 1st. Yeah. That's not
real. Oh, April 1st, like April Fools?
Noob guy tech guy says, noob tech guy, sorry. What is your thoughts on Arc Raiders? When Arc Raiders first showed, I was really excited.
But too many delays.
Delay after delay.
Too many delays.
And then they changed the game to an extraction game. And I went, I was like, I got to see more. We don't know much about it, noob. Yeah, we don't know much about it.
Let me make sure. What was the one? Is it Arc Raiders? What was the one where the thing crashes down and everybody's rushing towards the thing that crashed on the planet and you're fighting the giant
That was Arc Raiders.
That is Arc Raiders.
That's Arc Raiders, yes.
Okay. Well, I thought that was it, but I thought I was mixing up with a different game. But how are they going to make that an extraction shooter?
Dark Taco says, Mike, you can sign up right now. Play the playtest right now on Steam. But see, it's an extraction. I just don't like that genre. Like, I don't know. Like, I saw Arc Raiders. I was like, oh, this could be the new Destiny. this could be an open world thing where you're leveling up your characters and doing all this stuff, sort of like What's Human is type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I thought Arc Raiders was going to be, but then they went, nope, we're changing it. We're making an extraction shooter.
Well, how do you make an extraction shooter if I'm rushing towards a giant creature that's going to destroy the planet and everybody else is rushing toward it? So it's a boss fight with other people. It's basically like Defiance.
You're going to fight the boss and then drop the gear. You're going to fight other people to get the stuff and then take it out.
And try to run?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'm not really excited about it, Noob Tech.
It was promising. It looked promising.
Dark Taco says, I never liked looters before I played Destiny. I'm open for devs changing my mind on extraction shooters. I've played a couple. Division has an extraction inside the game, the DZ, right? That's an extraction within a game of a game. I'm okay with a game mode with other things to do. But when the whole game is just extraction, I'm good.
I mean, we'll see, man. Like most of these games that are on the fence, if they don't do well on release and there's a possibility of it going to Game Pass or another service, then you can just play it. I'll give it a shot. But once again, man, there's a lot of these games, man. Just a lot.
Altern says, so now that there's our vehicles in Starfield, who can do a better Star Wars game, Outlaws or Starfield? I'll let you know next week when I start playing Outlaws. Because I'm loving Starfield. I'm loving Starfield as a Star Wars game.
Well, right. You love Star Wars. You love Starfield because it's now a Star Wars.
No, I love Starfield.
Says so much.
I have almost 10 days into Starfield. Okay.
Yeah.
In story, I had 200 hours in Starfield. Now I have 25 hours into Star Wars Field. Okay. Like I have an additional 20 hours on top of for Star Wars Field. Okay. Let's see.
Avowed.
Oh, Avowed. Yeah, I totally forgot about Avowed.
Yep.
Which is not saying much, but I'm actually excited about it. I didn't think it looked bad at all. Like when I saw the longer footage of it, I know people are saying that it's like a downgrade or whatnot, but a downgrade from what? Right? A downgrade from what? From what they first showed? I mean, I could say that to any game that first shows me something and then when it comes out, right? There's plenty of examples. But the game itself, I'm not comparing it to Skyrim, but I believe a lot of people are. And I said this the other day, Sarge. I think a lot of people are taking Avowed and comparing it like they did for Fallout New Vegas to Fallout, right? Because Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas and and Bethesda made Fallout, and they made a better Fallout game than Bethesda did. And I think that they think that Avowed is going to be that to Starfield. Oh, I'm sorry, Skyrim, right?
Maybe. Right? That's all I can ever say when you see a game like that. Like maybe they have a different take on that type of genre and they're going to do a better job. You're hoping.
Yeah.
Right? I'm always hopeful, but at the same time it's too many. Okay, here's my issue. Like the game has to hit a certain level at this point now. Now, I know I might be nitpicky, but if you mention the word ninth generation system one more time, and you tell me that the game can't do 60, it does 30.
Well, rumor says it's 30 frames when it comes out, and I'm going to say sure because Starfield did and Redfall did,
and it's not because I can't play 30 because it makes my eyes hurt or this other kind of bullshit. All I'm saying is I still am waiting for the reason why I bought the damn system.
Well,
I'm still waiting for the reason.
I brought this up. I asked Lono today. I don't know if I think he answered the question. Yeah, he did. I asked him, I said, do you think that the 30 frames, if it comes out 30 frames, I said, do you think it's because of the S or do you think it's because of cloud? Or both? And I think it's both. One, because if I'm not mistaken, I think they're using the blades, right? The blades, which is the Series S is basically in the server form for cloud, right? And I think they have to optimize it to run on the cloud because remember, they're not selling consoles. They're selling the service. And the service, you can play all the games on television sets or mobile phones or laptops and through GeForce Now or whatever.
But if what you say is true, then I don't need a high-end console anymore because you're not going to make it.
But that's
you're
fine.
not making it.
Yeah, they're not telling you to go buy a high-end console. They just want you to get a service, right? And I think I think both are the same. I think it's down because of the Series S, but I think it's also down because of the cloud, because they have to make it run smooth while you're playing it through the cloud.
I don't care. I bought a Corvette. I didn't buy a Honda, right? I bought a Corvette, so I want the Corvette to run like a Corvette. I don't want the Corvette to run. I don't want to drive a Honda.
Well,
like that. Just
Starfield came out at 30 frames, and then they updated to 60. Redfall came out at 30 frames, and they upgraded it, right? So Avowed comes out at 30 frames at launch, and then when you want to play it, it'll be there waiting for you on Game Pass at 60, right?
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that it will.
Salty says the reason is because the hardware is already out of date and obsoleted by the time the console releases to the public. And this is why I think, Salty, they're more worried about the cloud than they are about the S. But the S is the cloud because that's what they're using to push the cloud, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't have the numbers they have if they didn't have the S. They wouldn't have the numbers they have. Yeah, we know this.
No, it's like 2-1 to the Xbox Series X. At least the last time they reported it.
I know. We were tricked into buying the high end unit and not give games for the high end unit. It's not like it hasn't happened in the past. The same thing happened. I think it was with the PlayStation 3. I think it was.
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 came out, and a lot of people bought the PlayStation 3, but they never really got a game for the PlayStation 3 for like a while before they got a game. And
you got to remember though. It's not just Xbox making games that are 30 frames per second. There's also third-party games that are coming out at 30 frames per second. I think it's an industry problem. I don't think it's just an Xbox Series S problem. Now, obviously, the people that are making games for PlayStation, because they are making more 60 frames per second games over there. But look at Black Myth Wukong, right? It's not really 60 frames. It's fictitious 60 frames. It's 30 frames, and they're adding like AI frames into it, so it's taking the 30 frames and making it 60 frames.
I don't know about that story. I like to read a little bit more into that about the fake AI frames or whatever they're saying they're doing over there. So I want to see what that's about.
I mean, I just think it's an industry problem. I don't really think it's an Xbox Series S problem.
Yeah, it's an Xbox Series S problem because you have to take care of your little brother. You can't just kick him to the side of the curb. And
sure,
we're gonna do shit without him.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of games are still coming out at 30 frames, regardless if it's on PC, if it's on, there's something wrong with it, right? It's not.
Yeah, they just want it to be ease of convenience and ease of adoption. They don't want the developers to have to keep doing one and then the other, so they just do it for one until they can't. That's just how. Listen, it's not the first time. I just don't like the presentation that was given to us about 60, and then nothing came out 60.
Right. All right, chat. That's going to do it for us this week on Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. Episode 407 is in the can. We do appreciate you very much for coming out. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We're here Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can listen to us, watch us right here on past broadcasts on 30 NSG. Leave a comment down below. Helps us out. Hit that like button. If you'd like to watch us after the fact, you can go to iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor.fm. Spotify, you can listen or watch us. This episode will probably be on by Saturday. But leave a comment on Spotify if you're watching on Spotify. Let us know that you're listening or watching over there. All these little things help us out. We're a very small channel. We do appreciate every single one of you coming out. I think we hit a concurrent of close to 60, I think, today. So thank you very much for the support. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Game on, guys.
They're two brothers and gamers that have been playing games since the early 1980s. Combined, they have over 65 years experience. Join them each week as they discuss and rant about gaming and entertainment news. This is Generation X Gaming.